The Canadiens playing a rare Saturday afternoon game, looking to kick the weekend off right. And coming off that overtime win to the Blue Jackets on Wednesday, Montreal has won 3 of its last 5 and trying to do something today it hasn't done all season, and that's pick up points in 3 straight games. To New York City, stop number 2 on this 3-game trip. The Habs hoping to make it 2 for 2 after winning in Columbus a few days ago. And maybe today will be the day a couple of defensemen finally pick up their first goal of the season. There is Lane Hutson. He has yet to score a goal in his NHL career, the rookie averaging over 23 minutes of ice time, second most on this Montreal team, while Adam Fox leads the Rangers in assists. He's got 18 of them, but again, still that goose egg in the goals column. And with that, we welcome you to Molson Canadiens hockey here on TSN. I'm your host, Laura Dyken. Saturday afternoon for me as well. Joined alongside our analyst, Carlo Koliakovo. So it's kind of the week of the back-to-backs. Tuesday, Wednesday, Utah, Columbus. Today, the first game of the back-to-back, as they will be in Boston tomorrow. We're just over the quarter mark of this season. We've had some highs, and we've definitely had some lows. The Habs tied for the second fewest points and wins entering play today, allowing the second most goals in the NHL as well. Special teams have been solid. However, the power play has been a major issue the last couple of seasons. And of course, how can we forget Cole Caulfield? His 13 goals puts him in the top 10 in the NHL. The good, the bad, and the sometimes ugly so far this season. But let's start to set up tonight's game against the Rangers as we say hello to Brian Mudryk and Mike Johnson.
Laura, game 1 of a back-to-back for the Montreal Canadiens. A lot of positives from that win versus Columbus. Lane Hutson over 25 minutes and assists on the OT winner to Suzuki. Slafkovsky, first goal in 14 games as well, Mike. So how do they keep the offense going versus the Rangers this afternoon?
And you might think with the Rangers, with where they are in the standing, with who they have in the net, whether it's Shesterkin or likely Jonathan Quick playing, that's going to be a very tough game to generate offense against. But that's not the case. The message in the dressing room before the game for the Montreal Canadiens is, if we work and we check, we will get so many chances, top to bottom, throughout the lineup. The New York Rangers are shockingly porous defensively. They give up rush chances, they give up zone chances, they give up the slot chances. If you work and get the pucks there, you could generate a whole bunch of offensive chances for yourselves. And the Montreal Canadiens want to continue to develop their offensive game, round it out with a variety of different kinds of chances. And against the Rangers, who give up a lot, it's a great way to continue to get healthier offensively if you put in the work away from the puck.
The Rangers not confident right now. They've lost 5 straight, and the loss yesterday to Philly didn't get their first shot in the first period until about 14 minutes in.
All right, when it comes to the forwards for today's game, no changes being made by head coach Martin St. Louis from what we saw in that overtime win against Columbus. Some changes, though, to the D pairings with Mike Matheson returning to the lineup. He missed the last 2 games with a lower body injury, so he'll be with Lane Hutson, while Jaden Struble, despite goals in 2 of his last 3 games, is the odd man out. So Wednesday, yeah, good things because Montreal picking up its first extra time win of the season, but we got a moment in Columbus where we really thought, yeah, the hockey gods, that's definitely a thing.
Well, Laura, I'm not sure how you feel, but I believe in sports gods, and most certainly I believe in hockey gods. And when you talk about Cole Caulfield, the beginning of the season hit him hard with the tragic pass of his best friend, Johnny Gaudreau. He decided to change his number to 13 in honor of him. And in Columbus, he scores his 13th goal of the season, honoring Johnny Gaudreau, whose banner is hanging in the rafters, in the 13th minute of the second period. It's bringing chills to me just to think of that moment. And you talk about Cole Caulfield leading the team in scoring. They need him to pick it up. That was his first goal in the last 5 games. And it's just the irony behind it, that guardian angel of Johnny Gaudreau hanging over him. Hopefully he continues to have the year. And Juraj Slafkovsky, last game too. We talked about the drought. The game before, being demoted to the 4th line. His first goal in 14 games. And even when that puck went in, I think it surprised himself. But you hope that goal kickstarts the rest of his season, because right now he's being elevated to the second line, getting that more opportunity. He played a team low 11 minutes and 29 seconds on that Thursday night. They need more from him.
Well, the last time these two teams played, it wasn't pretty for Montreal. That was back on October 22nd. The Rangers jumped out to a 4-0 lead just a little over 11 minutes in. The Habs have lost 3 in a row and 7 of 10 to New York. We'll drop the puck on this Saturday matinee on Broadway right after this. Getting that chance at redemption today. He allowed those 4 goals in 11-plus minutes to New York on October 22nd before getting pulled. Habs ended up losing that one 7-2. Montembeault got the loss in his most recent start. That was Tuesday against Utah, and he's looking for his first victory since November the 18th when they shut out Edmonton. On the other side of things, with this being the second of the back-to-back, the Rangers going with Jonathan Quick this afternoon, who has put up sparkling numbers in limited action. This will be his first appearance in suffering his only loss of the season, November 23rd. All right, we're all set for the Rangers and the Canadiens, so off to MSG, where again we find Brian and MJ.
Laura, Thanksgiving weekend in the United States, afternoon hockey, Original Six showdown. No place we'd rather be. MSG, Montreal Canadiens, New York Rangers. As the Habs try to get some revenge, it's the second of 3 meetings. Lost the first one at the Bell Center 7-2. And all eyes on Alexis Lafreniere, the Quebec native, a new contract, having a great season so far.
And you know these games against Montreal are special for Lafreniere. He's gotten off to a good start, but like a lot of the Rangers, he's cooled down as of late. He's going to want to get it going along with his teammates as they have been scuffling the last few weeks.
Just signed a 7-year, $52 million deal. And you're right, the Rangers, not a lot of confidence right now, Mike. They've lost 5 straight. They lost yesterday in Philly. So for them, game 2 of a back-to-back. Montreal, 2 back-to-backs this week. They'll take on Boston tomorrow afternoon. Underway at Madison Square Garden. Puck at center, bounces to the Habs line. Chip to center ice. Newhook will shoot it in. In comes the captain, Nick Suzuki. Jonathan Quick gets the start. Plays it away from the Habs captain. Suzuki races after it, far boards. Jams it back in for Caulfield. Cole Caulfield, he got hammered. Courtesy Braden Schneider below the goal line. Suzuki back to work. Caulfield's in front. DeAndre Miller able to kick that to Braden Schneider. And the Rangers control behind the play. 2 Habs are tied up, but the Rangers on the move. Schneider space in, and Montembeault got a piece as Will Cooley picks it up. 2 Montreal Canadiens behind the play in a scuffle, and that allowed the Rangers to have that odd man rush.
Crafty play by DeAndre Miller to hang on to both Canadian forwards, allow a slow developing 4-on-3, ends up with a really good chance for Schneider.
Jake Evans at center ice, the backhand. Lindgren plays it up that right side again, controlled at center. Look out off a skate, and the foot race on as Berard gets there, trying to get a shot away, and he goes hard into the boards. As Brett Berard, his 4th NHL game, showing off his speed. He'll wrap it along the wall. Armia finishing his body check as that pops out of play.
Well, a lot's going on in the first minute and a half. Check the corner boards where Brett Berard went crashing in, and The best chance to start the game went to Braden Schneider in the corner. Watch the top right corner of your screen. Keandre Miller has got Suzuki. Then Newhook gets tangled up, and Keandre Miller holds on to both of them. So it's a clean, slow 4-on-3, and Cole Caulfield gets caught too far over, leaving Schneider to walk right down the slot. And then this Brett Berard is a bundle of energy. You'll notice him all game long.
Speaking of energy, there's Brendan Gallagher, the spark plug of the Montreal Canadiens. Arbor Xhekaj's got to hustle back. That'll come right to Montembeault, and he'll take a look and steer that to the boards. Pass intended for Gallagher, picked off as Dvorak couldn't find him clean. In comes Zach Jones, up the left side for the Rangers. Jones, tough angle shot, handled by Montembeault, and he will squeeze that. These key parts of the game are presented by Napa Auto Parts.
For the Montreal Canadiens, get pucks to the slot. The Rangers are not good in front of their own net, whether it's passes or rebounds. Get the pucks there. And for the Rangers, they need some defensive intensity. It has gotten away from them in a bad way. The numbers are not good. They have to focus on the defensive side of the game, not worry about the offense if they want to get their games turned around.
Rangers started the season winning 5 of their first 6. They got hot. And
here we go, right away.
Pretty cold.
This is Trouba in relation to the previous hit on Barron last time they played. Josh Anderson taking matters.
Trouba, Anderson. And we wondered if there would be anything, and there is something. Center ice. Josh Anderson gets the rights going as he's hammering Trouba. Trouba trying to respond with the right of his own. Anderson shaking him up. Anderson trying to go for the takedown, and they reset again. Anderson back at him with Trouba.
What a bounce.
Great way to start this afternoon. Fans into it. Trouba's getting into it. Anderson, a couple big right hands. Oh, man, what a fight to start this game on Broadway.
What an effort by Josh Anderson. Nod of respect between the two combatants.
Number 8, 5 each for fighting.
5 for fighting is right. They'll need the full 5 to recover that marathon. And Trouba knew it might be coming after his game last time against the Canadiens. And Josh Anderson asked him before the puck drops, and they are both ready to go, and go they did. Wow, 2 big guys, strong, throwing haymakers.
Well, that's back at the Bell Center where Trouba hit Barron. He was shaken up. Matheson actually jumped in to fight him. Picked up 19 minutes of penalties. Did Matheson. He quite leads Montreal in that department at this point in juncture of the season. But wow, Anderson, Trouba, what a bout.
And you asked before the game would there be any spillover. I'm like, probably not. It was a clean hit. I was wrong. Josh Anderson was not going to let this hit go unpunished. It was clean. It was a heavy hit. It was unfortunate, but it was clean. And Matheson, who's not a fighter per se, went in to talk to Trouba. They got into a fight, but that wasn't enough. So Josh Anderson said, you know what? I'm going to go with someone your own size who's a little bit more proficient at that. And that got everybody in the game. If you're on the Montreal bench, that would give you so much juice. If you're Justin Barron, that feels so great having a teammate stick up for you that way.
Shots 3-0 in favor of New York, and already better than the last meeting. Montembeault allowed 2 goals on the first 2 shots. He was eventually pulled in that game, and you know Montembeault wants to have a strong start in this one, and has thus far. As they'll meet one more time, the second of 3 meetings this year between New York and Montreal.
Some bodies returning to the lineup for this game. Mike Matheson back in the fold for the Montreal Canadiens. So Struble out, Matheson and his minute-munching game back in for Montreal. And for the Rangers, both Chris Kreider and Philip Hedl back, which are 2 significant returns for the Rangers.
Yeah, Kreider admitting he's been battling injuries since the start of the season. The latest, some back spasms, but he's back. Hedl's back, so 2 big pieces for the Rangers to try get it going and get back in the win column on their side.
They've lost 5 in a row, which in today's NHL is a lengthy losing streak.
And the GM, Chris Drury, was not happy basically stating publicly that a lot of players were available as Caulfield plays it behind the net. Rangers start to change. Montembeault will set things up, and both teams getting some fresh legs out. Barron tried to move it up ice. That hit a body. Zibanejad able to keep it in. Centering pass is sent in front as Heineman rushing over to break it up. Capo Caco at the goal line. He'll dish it down low. Zibanejad off the side of the pipe from behind the net.
Trying to bank it off the shoulder. Caught the bar.
Evans over the line with Armia. You want Armia? Wrist shot and kicked out by Quick. Big rebound all the way to the far point. Matheson, one-time drive and not a lot of good wood on it. Bounced to the side of the net as Armia couldn't get the shot he wanted. He was all teed up. So Hudson Matheson, the deep pairing this afternoon for Montreal. Jake Evans over the line. Tried to slide it in. Matheson in deep, and he lost it in the corner. There's Berard. Fed the line. The Rangers got to get back on side, and they will. There's Alexis Lafreniere, but pocket picked. He put it right on the stick of Gallagher, who shoots it in.
Lots of turnovers for Rangers at the offensive blue line. Laviolette will not like that.
Pass back to the line. Hudson, little chip to himself. He's got it in the corner. Just avoids big contact. Still was taken down by Lafreniere. Gallagher for Dvorak. Dvorak slides it towards Slafkovsky. Gallagher behind the net. Try to bank that in front. Lafreniere plays it near wall. Matheson pinching in, and it's flipped high to center. Trocheck. Lone man in as the Rangers change. Here's Hudson. Hudson was ready for that check as Will Cooley had him lined up. Cooley top 10 in hits this year in the NHL, and having a great start to his season. Second in scoring for the New York Rangers is Cooley. Here's Hedl, some speed. He's got Cooley with him. Look at the wheels. Hedl in, and he found on the shot. Wow, did he burst in.
That's what they miss when he's not in the lineup. That breakaway speed. Kirby Dach was always in trouble trying to track him down.
He could really fly, and he took off up that right side with some steam. Kirby Dach lost the puck in his skates. Panarin took it away, and then Joshua Waugh took it away from Panarin. Here's Panarin. Artemi Panarin over the blue line. Little head fake. Then a big check in the corner. It was Cooley getting the worst of that from Arbor Jackeye. Schneider at the line. Works it towards Panarin. Fanned on the shot. Picked up by Hedl. Hedl behind the net. Hedl still with it. Hands it off. Schneider's in deep. Centering feed. Wanted Cooley. Couldn't get the shot off clean. Cooley again. Up top. Panarin. Stick. Shatters.
He fanned on two and breaks his stick on his third attempt. Tough shift for Panarin.
I think that stick is time to go.
That's it.
Yeah, it's probably had enough anyways.
Going to the garbage.
37 minutes gone here in this first period. Shots 3-1 Rangers. Remember, didn't get a shot in the first period yesterday till about the 14-minute mark. In the performance, Peter Laviolette the last 5 games wants to get the confidence going for this squad. Here's Newhook. He's got a little room. Newhook in the offensive zone comes to Suzuki. Wanted to get it back to Caulfield, and it was broken up. Barron holds it in deep for Caulfield. Cole Caulfield. Suzuki was cutting in, but good sticks by the Rangers, able to break up that lane. Stepped out quickly for Newhook. Newhook off the board. Suzuki, who was the overtime winner in Columbus back on Wednesday. Stretched up for Capo Caco, trying to walk in. Matheson played him well. Kreider trying to back him up. And Adam Fox will sling it in as the Rangers had to get back on side. And now are on side as Kreider, the steal. Capo Caco shot and blocked. As that stung Evans, but he got in the way of that one. Schneider in, wrister, in and out. Rebound, Kreider, and he was tied up and up by Heidemann, but that is a penalty. And the New York Rangers on the power play here in the first. Shots 4-1 New York. Heidemann into the box. Rangers power play next.
Rangers go to the power play as Heineman picks up a holding penalty, probably a good one to take as Kreider got loose in front of the net. Heineman loses body position and grabs on to Chris Kreider. And the Rangers, who have been 0 for their last 8 games in the power play, go to work here. Turnover by Lane Hudson. He's trying to avoid a hit. And after that, everyone starts running around. Jake Evans get hit, so he plays up on the blue line. Heineman down low and take a chance away, grabbing onto the stick and hand of Kreider. And so the power play for the Rangers, as I mentioned, just 12 attempts in the last 8 games. So they don't get there that often. And our boy Arpon Basu will have more in Arpon's notebook about Lane Hudson in the second period. Always one of the highlights of our broadcast. Arpon will be up with us live here in New York.
Rangers didn't get a power play opportunity yesterday at Philadelphia. They got one here and they win the draw. Adam Fox, he'll walk the line. Panarin, Fox, one-time drive in the right pad of Montembeault, kicked out. Montreal Canadiens much improved penalty kill. 6th right now, Mike, in the NHL.
Keep getting a lot of games. Not letting teams go on the power play.
3 for 3 on the PK. Wednesday at Columbus was Montreal.
Breakaway.
Bouncing puck. Oh, and Anderson couldn't get it from Dvorak, and he got all spun around as the Rangers able to hold it in. They'll set it up as Zibanejad drops it off. Here's Panarin. Trocheck. He'll wait. Get it back from Panarin. Back up top, Panarin. Trocheck. He'll work it down low. Zibanejad through the crease, and he had Trocheck, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Panarin wanted the tip, and the tip was courtesy Matheson, who knocks it down. Heads up.
That's right over. That's sailed right over the Habs bench. And quickly called, puck over glass.
Montreal penalty number 8. 2 minutes delay a game. Shooting the puck over the glass.
Kelly Sutherland makes the call. Matheson did a nice job tipping that puck intentionally wide on the wrist shot down to the net, but just trying to go high off the glass and sailed it. So now extended 5-on-3 for a full minute for the New York Rangers. That was after that. It was a high risk play by Fox keeping that puck alive.
Great chance for the Rangers. Panarin leads the team. 4 power play goals.
Oh my goodness. Fox almost sailed it.
Zibanejad. They'll get it back from Lafreniere up top. Panarin. Panarin in, shoots, and he missed wide. Side of the net, and Lafreniere couldn't get the shot away. Gouley was taken down. Evans, tenacious battle in the corner, trying to free the puck. 30 seconds left, a 5-on-3 across. Panarin drive and a save, Montembeault. Artemi Panarin leads the team in scoring. Waits, wrist shot, score! What a rocket! Power play goal up top, and the Rangers have the lead. It's 1-0.
Artemi Panarin has come out with a shoot-first mentality. We saw him last shift try to put 3 different pucks towards the net. This one on the power play, he's not trying to defer, not trying to find a better look. And there's a one-timer. Montembeault steers aside, but again, he just takes it and says, you know what? I see a screen in front. Welcome back, Chris Kreider. Put to the far side of the screen, head up the whole way. And that's a shot you give up on a 5-on-3. There's only so much you can do. He's so far out. Savard's pushed him up there, and Montembeault's just got to try to find a way to see through Kreider to spot the puck. So the goal for Panarin, and before the first penalty expired, so still a minute 20 power play for the Rangers.
13 on the season now for Panarin, had 49 last year. Remember that 120-point season for Artemi Panarin. First Ranger with over 100 points since Jaromir Jagr in a single season, and a big difference maker early. So 1-0 Rangers and some time to work with. 1 minute remaining. And that minor penalty cleared here by Montreal.
And to think how close Montreal was having a breakaway before they took the extra minor.
Jones through center ice, lays it back for Hedl. Cooley will chip it in. There's Hedl in the corner. Pass across, Capo Caco in, shoots Montembeault. That's a big stop. And Montreal trying to clear and will. Huge save there, Montembeault.
Hard pass. But Kakko, a couple too many touches. You got to catch that and release it quicker. You let any goalie, Montemo included, get set, he's likely to make the save.
Shots now up to 8-1 in favor of the Rangers here in this first period. Montreal, another good clear. Down the ice towards Jonathan Quick, the 38-year-old, 4-1-0 on the season, and .943 save percentage coming in.
Having another amazing year.
He's approaching 400 career wins as well. Good breakup there by Montreal. No one has more wins for an American-born goalie than Jonathan Quick. Surefire Hall of Famer in net tonight for the Rangers. Here's Savard. On the puck, he'll dish it across. Montreal trying to answer. Wrist shot broken up, and Enstrom able to chip that away from Lane Hudson. So 5-on-5 hockey as VC for Edstrom, just out of his reach. Hudson trying to check it away from him. There's VC. Edstrom behind the net. He is a big customer. He'll work it into the corner for VC. 6'6", 240 pounds is Edstrom. He'll protect the puck again. Drop it off. Wrist shot, Keandre Miller, and there is Montembeault. He'll hold for the whistle with 8:48 to go here in this first period. Shots 9-1 New York, and Artemi Panarin, his 5th power play goal of the season, has the New York Rangers up 1-0.
Artemi Panarin opens the scoring for the New York Rangers on the power play. Had been going through a bit of a cold patch by his standards, just 2 points in the previous 6 games, but the power play is clicking, and one of the many parts of the game that Chris Kreider touches. When he's out there, he makes things happen. He doesn't pick up a point on this goal, but he is the preeminent screen tipper in the NHL on the power play. He hangs in there, he makes the goalie work, he draws the attention of the defenders, and when he's out, they miss his presence on the power play, on the penalty kill, and maybe, as importantly now, in the locker room, where he's grown into a real leader for the Rangers, which is why when it was floated that he might be available, it made waves to the Rangers team because he's such an important player.
Here's Brendan Gallagher at center ice over the blue line for the Habs. Gallagher chips in front, and Quick will stick that behind the net. Battle continues there. Gallagher trying to dig it free. Trouba there helping. There's Dvorak. He'll work at far point. Gallagher back to work in the corner. Out of the reach of Jones. Gallagher in front. Had Dvorak. Up top, Cleat. Matheson score! Welcome back. Mike Matheson in the lineup. Back of the net. And Montreal's tied it up at 1.
What a response. Get back to 5-on-5. Get back to work. Montreal knows New York is not good in their own end. You can turn pucks over, you can get them running around and out of position. And Brendan Gallagher, great job battling here with Jones and with Trocheck, keeping it alive. And 2 defensemen below the goal line. Everyone stuck in deep, and Matheson able to walk in and take a heavy wrister Christian Dvorak, nice screen right in the eyes of Jonathan Quick, allowing Matheson to go under the arm to tie the game.
Second of the season for Mike Matheson. And always great to have him back. Does so much for Montreal. You talked about the minute munching, power play, PK, and a big goal to tie things up at 1. It's Josh Anderson. Really kicked things off with that fight versus Trouba to start this game. Again, Matheson right on. Little deflection, and Quick able to stop that as it comes to Kirby Dach at center. Kirby Dach, no goals in his last 14. I guess look to Slafkovsky. He got off the Schneid last game. Maybe Kirby Dach could get one here this afternoon at MSG. And Dach's working right now, trying to free that puck. Played along the wall. In comes Josh Anderson.
Is feeling frisky in the afternoon game.
Fired up on this Saturday afternoon. Why not? Here's Hedl. Anderson thought about lining him up too. As Josh Anderson will head off for a change. Kaiden Guhle back. Watched by Kreider. Kreider.
Gonna get a hold, Kreider, I gotta think.
Yeah, he grabbed Guhle, so Kreider now will go to the box, and the Montreal Canadiens will get an opportunity with the man advantage.
Francis Chiron will make the call. Will be a hold to Chris Kreider. Kaiden Guhle takes the correct angle around the back of the net, putting Kreider in a bad spot.
Holding.
Picks up a holding penalty. You never like to take any offensive zone penalties, especially when you're trailing. You're taking a route that you're never going to catch a guy, but you cut it tight, and then when you feel the arm wrapped around your shoulder, you turn into the arm, and it forces the ref to make a call, and Guhle's smart enough to do that. So now Montreal goes to the power play, trying to take the lead.
Lane Hudson out of the #1 power play. Suzuki can't win the draw, back to Lindgren. Rangers, Mike, have only allowed 9 power play goals all season. They got the second best PK in the NHL. And the much improved power play for Montreal, ranked 11th in the NHL. Trying to wind it up here, led by the captain, Suzuki. Over the blue line, and just offside as he was cutting in.
You know, it's got to be careful there on the double drop. Slafkovsky was standing still, but they generally don't allow you to bump the defenders. And Zibanejad was backing up into the zone and bumped into Slafkovsky. There are a couple guys standing there, and almost a call as Cole Caulfield, second in the NHL, 7 power play goals. And that's a pretty good group to be on the board with. Top flight players in the NHL.
13 goals on the season, 18 points for Cole Caulfield. Leads the team in shots on goal as well, as Montembeault will touch the puck and leave it behind his net. Under 7 to go here in this first period. Lane Hudson, watched by Zibanejad, he drops it back. Suzuki, a little bit of pace over the blue line for Caulfield. Caulfield up for Hudson. Lane Hudson back to Caulfield. Slafkovsky's in front. Here's Hudson. Lane Hudson for Dach. Back to Hudson. Just keeps it in. Caulfield. Caulfield, far circle. Up for Hudson. Hudson to Caulfield. Lane Hudson. Caulfield. Walks it in. Shoots. Had Suzuki lined up for the pass. He couldn't find him. Hudson holds it in for Kirby Dach. Nick Suzuki. Near circle for Montreal.
Nice
Back up top.
pass.
Hudson. Space. In. Shoot. Rebound in front, and Dach couldn't find it. Oh, Dach that close on the power. Suzuki waits. Glove side. In front, but right to Zibanejad, and he will clear.
It took a half a minute, but they got the pass they wanted. Slafkovsky the bypass to Hudson, and glorious chances in front for Dach.
Here's Newhook. A little bit of pace, then lost it at the line. Montreal's got to get back on side. And running out of time, just seconds in this man advantage. Fired in by the Habs. Gallagher trying to hold it in. He will, as Kreider's out of the box. 5-on-5, and that did hit something, so not puck over glass. Artemi Panarin made it 1-0, and then that man, Mike Matheson, the answer. A 1-1 game here at MSG. 5:03 to go in the first period on Molson Canadiens Hockey on TSN.
Montreal coming close on the power play. Kirby Dach on the rebound, one shot, grabs a second attempt, and can't quite find it. It's blocked before it gets the net. Kirby Dach is desperate for a break. It's been a tough go for him coming back from injury. Hasn't played the way he wanted. The plus minus, that's a function of no offense as much as it is bad defense. And he knows he's under pressure. They put him on the wing to simplify. He's back in the middle because that's where he says he wants to play and feels most comfortable. He just has to up his pace.
With Josh Anderson and Joshua Waugh, Mike, for this game.
Well, you watch what Josh Anderson did in the first shift that he had, and maybe some of that real intensity can rub off on Kirby Dach. Because for Kirby, there's no question about the talent, the tools, the skills. It's more about the ability to apply it with intensity consistently and being healthy. And once he gets those two things together, he'll be much more effective.
Jake Evans on the draw for Montreal. Habs able to control Yoel Armia. Trying to spin away from Trouba. Trouba pins him far boards. Armia continues to battle. Cooley trying to take it away. Armia continues to work, and he gets it for Evans. Jake Evans to the point. Fired in by Gooley. Matheson hustles it. Mike Matheson creating some space. He'll cradle the puck up top. Gooley wanted the tip. Armia reaching for it. Trocheck for Hedl. Trouba in his own zone. The captain high off the glass, and he'll get that down the ice. Juraj Slafkovsky. He'll hand it off, and Gooley to Gallagher. Gallagher lost the handle. It comes all the way to center. There's Dvorak. Gallagher skating to space after the puck. Get on Schneider. Kapokako lets it go. Zibanejad on the move. Savard plays it away from him. Arbor Jackeye off the boards to center. Zibanejad. He'll collect and rip it in. Zibanejad 2 goals shy of 300 for his NHL career. Icing charged against Montreal.
Zibanejad's picked up a point in this one. And he is also another player for the Ranger under a lot of heat as his production has really dropped. And like a lot of the veteran guys, he just hasn't been rolling. Talk about confidence. This is late in the game yesterday. Wide open net. No one touching him. Muddy, I score that 19 out of 20 times. He doesn't get a shot on net.
The top line.
Got everything to do with confidence for him right now.
Drive Panarin just wide. Lindgren centers, but right on the tape of Juraj Slafkovsky. He lifts for Gallagher. Gallagher at the line was tied up.
Got a high stick. We're checking Savard for damage.
High sticking against the Rangers.
Kelly Sullivan, longtime NHL official, makes the call.
Number 16, 2 minutes for high sticking.
Vinny Trocheck, the guilty party. So Montreal right back to the power play. They snapped it around pretty well in the first one. Came close on that Dach sequence, and now they get to go right back to work late in the first period to try to take a lead. And this period really has been a tale of two halves. First half was all Rangers, multiple power plays, 5-on-3. They score the goal. Second half, it's been largely the Montreal Canadiens controlling the play.
Good win, Suzuki. Lane Hudson again out there, number 1 power play. Suzuki, backhand try. Slafkovsky broken up by Trouba. Puck in the corner, Kirby Dach. Hudson, and it just wobbled. Yeah, he couldn't keep it onside. It bounced on him.
Ryan, you mentioned how the power play has gotten much better for the Montreal Canadiens. It sure has. Relative to last year, 27th last year. This year, all the way up to 11th. And I like that bottom number, percent of games with a power play goal. Last year, 45, under half the games. This year, almost 70% of the games with a goal. When it can chip in that consistently, it can really help sustain your team when 5-on-5 runs a little dry.
Well, the former Ranger player, Marty St. Louis, taking over the power play.
If you're the head coach, you're going to take it on. You better make it better. And he has.
Marty, a lot of great nights in this building as a player. Let's be honest, he had a lot of great nights at a lot of buildings as a player. Martin St. Louis, Hall of Famer. Here's Kirby Dach. Little bring it in. Minute 20 to go in the minor penalty. Saltkowski out of the fray with Suzuki. One-time drive and quick. Pushed across on Caulfield. Caulfield thought he had one there as Hudson tried to keep it in. Habs got a reset. Caulfield, 2 goals in 2 career games versus Jonathan Quick, and he was pretty close right there. Caulfield, 4 goals in 8 games all time versus the Rangers, so some success against this original 6 rival team. 45 seconds left in the minor penalty. Newhook scoots in. Armia trying to get it back to Newhook, goes behind the net. Armia, side of the net, there's Heineman as well. Played around for Gallagher. Brendan Gallagher. There's Heineman. 2 power play goals for the rookie. Heineman's got 5 on the season, tied for 4th in rookie NHL goals this year. Can't control there, and the Rangers come in numbers shorthanded. Will Cooley cutting in. Lost the handle. Fox spinning, shooting, and Montembeault is ready. 10 seconds left in the minor penalty as Matheson picks it up behind his net. Five-on-5 hockey as Trocheck is out. Good crowd here on this Saturday afternoon at MSG. Jake Evans on the puck, centers, had Joshua Waugh. He'll use the boards. Kaden Guhle winds up, deflected through the legs, Anderson. And through the legs, through the crease, but not in. Pass quick. Joshua Waugh racing after the puck in the corner. Final minute, MSG in a 1-1 game. Hedl again, the wheels, cutting in. Boy, a noticeable player when he turns on those jets, Philip Hedl. Guhle checking his man, Berard. Freed up by Joshua Waugh. 40 seconds left in the period. Jake Evans. Kill chip, takes a hit from Schneider, who's thrown it around in this first period. Jones. He'll hand it off. Schneider delivers it in deep. In comes Lafreniere. Lafreniere continues to chase. Bouncing puck at center at the line. 18 seconds left. Adam Fox steers it aside to center. Trocheck, Lafreniere. Alexis Lafreniere, the trailer Lindgren. Wade shoots. A good block. Newhook. Lafreniere, 5 seconds left. Rangers got to push quick. Rister, deflected, score! And from a knee in front, Trocheck, the redirect, and it's 2-1 New York.
What a tip. 2 seconds left in the first period. Newhook gets back, he sorts it out, 4-on-4, no problem. Nothing going on here. Trocheck goes to the front of that. He's all tied up by Savard. Battling, he's falling down, and man, oh man, on the way down, Lafreniere whips one in, and he pulls it back against the grain. No chance for Montembeault, who was sliding way out of the crease. Trocheck starting to heat up a little bit more after scoring yesterday, gets one today, and he gives the Rangers the lead once again.
6 on the season for Vincent Trocheck, and that's a big goal for the Rangers. Get a little bit of confidence here on home ice, just 3.1 to go. Adam Fox, one final drive in on Montembeault, so a late goal makes it 2-1 New York.
Fun period, both teams playing intense. Josh Anderson fight was exceptional. Montreal played pretty hard, but that late goal does hurt. Montreal realizing they have to do a good job in front of their own net with the forwards of the Rangers.
Last season, the Rangers 11-1 on the second leg of a back-to-back. They lost in Philly. Trying to respond on home ice here versus the Montreal Canadiens, and what a tilt. Anderson, Trouba. They brought the heat here at MSG. Intermission is coming up next on Molson Canadiens Hockey on TSN. Laura, Carlo, have you covered.
Everyone was all set to head back to the rooms, tied up 1-1, but Vincent Trocheck said, hang on a second, scoring with less than 3 seconds to go in the period. That is the home side, the Rangers, with the 2-1 lead over your Montreal Canadiens. We are at the intermission. Carlo and Laura back here with you. We saw a little bit of everything in that opening 20 minutes, starting with the heavyweight tilt between Josh Anderson, Jacob Trouba. Kind of felt this was coming after what Trouba and Justin Barron were involved with in that last week.
Yeah, in an afternoon game, sometimes, both teams, well, at least the Rangers played yesterday, maybe it'll take a little bit to get going, but don't say that to Josh Anderson, who clearly had revenge on his mind, going back to last time these two teams met when Trouba made a big hit on Barron, knocked him out for 3 games, and decided to take matters into his own hands early on in this game. And man, was it ever a spirited fight. It got both teams up ready to go. It got the fans all excited to play. And I give credit to both players. Trouba knew what was coming. Anderson knew the role that he had to play in this game. And it was a great fight and got everybody on the edge of their seat.
Everyone was awake. You knew it was going to get serious when they started to roll up their sleeves. And it's getting down to business there. Getting down to business when it came to what happened on the ice after that. New York coming out of the gates firing. The second game of the back-to-back, you're thinking, all right, they're going to be a little fatigued. Definitely not the case. Montreal haven't played since Wednesday, and they were the ones a little fatigued, and their miscues led to the opening.
Yeah, a little bit of a sleepy start for the Montreal Canadiens. Not really smart with their puck decisions, and it cost them on the first goal because it was a comedy of errors that led to this first goal. With just clear puck possession, they turn the puck over, and it just leads to offensive zone time here. But this is the play that leads to the penalty. Hudson makes a turnover. There's no backup for him. On the penalty kill, Dvorak has the chance to get the puck out. Doesn't. It leads to extended time. And this is just a poor decision by Matheson. I know he's trying to get it out, but it goes over the glass. Now it's 5-on-3 against the Rangers team that hasn't really had much power play time and hasn't had much success. That wasn't really a hard shot. It just found eyes through the seam towards the net, and it was a goal. It's a 1-0 goal, and it made Montreal pay for the mistakes.
First power play goal for the Rangers since November the 12th. The team that's lost 5 in a row got some life, but Matheson did have a chance to atone for that mistake. And welcome back to the lineup, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome back, Mike Matheson. And when a player makes a mistake like that, he's feeling it on the bench because he feels like he let his team down. But just a couple shifts later, I give Gallagher a ton of credit on this play. Nice play by Slafkovsky to find Gallagher. It's a hard forecheck, leads to a slot play, and Matheson at the right place at the right time evens up the score, and he's got to feel good that that was a way for him to respond on the mistake that he made. 1-1 game.
Now, New York was dominating at this point. The shots were 9-1. That was only Montreal's second shot of the game. Then the ice started to tilt in their favor, which makes what happened with 3 seconds to go in the period all the more frustrating.
They say the most important shifts of the game are the ones to start the period and the ones to end the period. And for Montreal, man, they've got to feel terrible about this goal because it sucks the wind right out of them. For all the good things you just mentioned, Laura, that they did after that goal, tilting the ice in their favor, it's just sloppy coverage that allows Lafreniere to find a lane to the middle of the ice. It's a harmless shot on net. It's a lost battle in front. And maybe Montembeault overplays this a little bit, but it's a nice deflection by Trocheck. With 2 seconds left, for all the good that Montreal did that period, now they're staring at a deficit. It's time for them to regroup.
The good news, when they played October 22nd, at this time it was 4-0 Rangers. Montreal
so
right
a win,
in it.
I guess, right?
Yeah, a win.
A little bit.
2-1 your score, and yes, plenty of hockey still to go on Broadway this Saturday afternoon. And when our intermission continues, we're just a couple days away now from the rosters of the Final Four face-off being revealed. Will we see Nick Suzuki? Will we see Cole Caulfield included? We'll discuss that when we come back.
Crosby with a beauty. Connor McDavid scores. At the World Junior Hockey Championship. Catch your breath.
What a time to be alive.
Loose puck, everybody scores. Can you believe it? Year after year, game after game.
It is a big day for Montreal sports. Of course, we're watching the Habs right now. In a few hours from now, the Montreal Victoire will kick off their season against the Ottawa Charge. Yes, the PWHL is back after an exciting inaugural season. Cole Caulfield looking sharp. Got the game for you today, 5 Eastern, 6 Atlantic here on TSN.
Back with names and New Jerseys.
Reds
I love it.
Now we're talking about the fourth line, and I think we may make some changes here. Previously, Lafreniere, Suzuki, Barzal. I got a whole new line. I got Robert Thomas, who's back and looking healthy on the left wing, adds speed, versatility, faceoffs. I got Anthony Cirelli, who is lighting it up in Tampa, who we know John Cooper loves and is a great shutdown centerman and a winner, has been his entire career. And I got your guy, TK Travis Konechny, as a fourth-line energy speedster.
I had a little bit of a different lineup that I had Bennett, Scheifele in that spot, and Wilson, because I wanted a little bit more disruption. I wanted a little bit more chaos. Konechny will provide that. Thomas is a superb player. Cirelli, Hagel, I don't have a problem with that fourth line because we got Scheifele up there on the top line. So, I'd leave it up to you, Mike. I have no problem pushing my position on Hagel. You have no problem pushing Cirelli. Why don't we just say Cirelli, Hagel, leave it up to John Cooper to make the final decision.
Oh, the debates have been raging ever since the announcement of the Final Four face-off. Canada, USA, Sweden, Finland. The final rosters will be revealed on Wednesday. We've been waiting a long time because they released those first 6 back at the end of June, so it's been 5 months. Well, you'll notice there when Craig and MJ were talking, Nick Suzuki was in, Nick Suzuki was out. Do you think he makes the Team Canada final roster?
Well, Laura, I don't think he makes it, but there's definitely a case for him to make it. And when you look at that roster, I was given the duty of being the Canada GM at the free agent frenzy and putting my roster together, and he was on my roster. Even beginning of the season, Nick Suzuki was on my roster. But a little bit of a slow start has allowed other guys to now be in that conversation. When you look at other guys and the way Canada wants to build this team, they want to build this team off of synergy and experience and a little bit more players that are responsible. Nick Suzuki is a very versatile player, can play any position you want. So there is a case, if I was a GM and I wanted to fill those type of roles, Nick Suzuki is my player. But there's other guys that have a little bit more familiarity. You talk about the Tampa players with John Cooper being the coach. Maybe they out-edge Nick Suzuki in this one. But Nick Suzuki, for me, a versatile player that is very responsible in any role that can play. He'd definitely be a candidate for me.
That's the thing. You saw those lines, you saw those names, and it's like, okay, if Nick's going to make it on there, someone big's not going to.
Well, in a short tournament, Laura, that's what this is. It's a short tournament. You're not building your ideal roster where you want to get the best talent that's available because the best talent doesn't always win. You need guys that are willing and capable to play other roles. And speaking of Cole Caulfield, the Americans have to make their decision too. And to me, if I'm putting my roster there, Cole Caulfield is on this roster because he's got game-breaking abilities. Obviously, the best asset that he presents is he's a goal scorer. Scores a lot of big goals for the Montreal Canadiens. And, as much as we talked about Canada having a stacked roster, so does the U.S.
Yeah.
It's going to be a difficult decision. But there's definitely a case for Cole Caulfield to be on that team.
Well, and especially at the wing, right? You've got the Kachucks, you've got Hughes. Like, who goes down if Cole's going to stay there? And to your point as well, he does have international experience. He was just at the Men's Worlds this past year.
Exactly. And then I think that's what's going to help Caulfield is that he's played in these international experience. He has paid his dues in previous tournaments. And I think sometimes that helps, right? Because it is a different game with different rules. And I know it's on North American soil, but for Cole Caulfield, everything positive can be made for this guy to be on that team, and I ultimately think he makes it. And when you talked about wings and centers, the important things about putting together a roster like this is I don't think you can focus on who plays wing, who plays center, because anybody that's chosen in that forward group has to be willing to adapt to play any position that they're asked.
Yeah. All right, so the Four Nations face-off will get underway middle of February, February the 12th, the first 4 games taking place in Montreal. So, yeah, to have Suzuki there, to have Caulfield there would be definitely a boon for the fans. Speaking of which, back on Broadway, it was a late goal that put the Rangers on top, 2-1 over Montreal. Canadiens and the Rangers. It was Vincent Trocheck in the final seconds of the period, scoring his 6th of the campaign to, yes, give the home side the 2-1 lead. The Rangers with the 10-7 shots advantage as well. All right, period number 2, just around the corner. So it's back to MSG. Brian and MJ, take it away.
Laura, the goal every year for the Rangers, obviously, is to go deep in the playoffs. 2023, they lost in the first round to the Devils. Last year, made it to the Eastern Conference Final, lost to the Panthers. So, Mike, a year later, you want to take steps, you want to go forward, but a lot of noise surrounding this Rangers team right now.
Yeah, with big names as Chris Drury made it pretty clear that Chris Kreider and Jacob Trouba, 2 long-serving, the captain in Trouba, Kreider, one of the real leaders of the team, are available for the right price. Neither one has complete no-move clauses, so they can be dealt. And whether Chris Drury is actively trying to shop them or he is actively trying to shock his team into playing better, either way, it sent kind of ripples around the entire NHL as to what might be happening with the New York Rangers. Now, if they play better, if they start winning, then it will all calm itself down. Those guys won't be going anywhere. But I think it speaks to the urgency of the situation in New York, where they're not going to let this year go by and not have a chance to go deep in the playoffs under Peter Laviolette.
3rd in active wins for coaches behind Paul Maurice and Lindy Ruff. You talk about the captain Trouba, the 28th captain in Rangers franchise history. So a lot of noise right now with the Rangers as we're underway in the second period. Suzuki crashing in the corner with Caulfield looking for the puck. There's Panarin for Cooley, and they gave it away. Newhook, quick transition. Suzuki walks high slot, waits, wrister in front, and bodies in front, and couldn't be quick. Suzuki one more time. Newhook, bouncing puck, jamming, still loose. As Schneider put it in behind quick. And some pushing after the play, a good push. 30 seconds into this second period for Montreal.
And some sloppy play by the Rangers, moving the puck up the ice, and results in a counterattack opportunity for the Montreal Canadiens. Get it down to the front of that. Newhook's all by himself. He goes with a Crosby chop tip Jonathan Quick, even at his age, still so athletic. I kept thinking if this puck pops over to Hudson, he'd be wide open for his first, but Jonathan Quick able to get the whistle. You can get a sense of how the Rangers occasionally get careless with the puck.
And if you think, Mike, if not for Shesterkin and Quick, Rangers have the third best save percentage in the NHL. So, glove stop by Montembeault. They keep their team in it and in games.
They are, by all the metrics, a mid-level team, except goaltending. And that's what Peter Laviolette and his staff is trying to work through. They feel the talent is there to be better than a mid-level, kind of in a 12 to 18, 12 to 20 range, a lot of their underlying numbers, and that's not good enough. That's not good enough to go deep. Yes, it's great to have great goaltending, but even as good as it's been here, it's not enough.
And we mentioned noise in New York, and that's not even talking about the contracts needed, as Josh Anderson barreling in. Anderson, good drive, as 17 is having an afternoon here in New York. Shesterkin needs a deal. Quick, obviously, just continues to amaze at his age in the National Hockey League. And getting dumped was Anderson, who's been all over. He's looking around for a call, none coming. And Anderson, man, he is hot as he heads to the bench. In comes Gallagher, wrist shot. Quick stops that, picked up by Guhle. Caden Guhle, Trouba in the corner. Puck battle on. Slafkovsky trying to jam it free, and he will for Dvorak. Christian Dvorak. Gallagher in, couldn't get the shot away. As he's checked hard by Zach Jones. Dvorak comes in off the boards. Pass intended for Barron. Couldn't get it clean, and it's dumped in by the Rangers. Quickly to play it, Montembeault. That shot high, as that was Berard cruising in his fourth National Hockey League game. Goes to the front of the net, looking for anything in Anderson, man. He was hot after that last shift.
Yeah, he goes out there, he's playing physical. What are you watching, he says. He gets tangled up with Chris Kreider after this really nice rush, drive into the net. Gets a bandage out on his back. Just missed at the last moment. Lindgren pokes it off his stick. But you can tell he's playing with great energy and emotion. And he was interfered with at the blue line by Chris Kreider. And it basically was one of those ones where the officials just elected not to make the call because they didn't want to make one.
And Trouba winds up and missed the mark from the near point. Trocheck behind the net. Checked quickly by Arbor Xhekaj. Berard starts to give and go. Lafreniere up top. Jones will lay it back to his own zone. Trocheck, who got that late goal, a beautiful tip in front with just a few seconds remaining in that first period to make it a 2-1 game. Oh, that pass intended for Enstrom, and he had a whole bunch of room to cut in, but the pass wasn't connected clean.
6'6", you'd be hard-pressed to get a puck too far in front of him with that javelin he uses for a twig.
Lead the man, right? Lead him. And behind the play, Carrick and Arbor Xhekaj.
That was a 3-on-2 for the Canadians. And Xhekaj, it looked as though he was not responding. He's got his gloves on. He's not going to fight Carrick. If he did, he would toss him around. But that's a good break for the Rangers. You don't usually blow it on a chance. If
New York Ranger penalty number 39, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, hang on. If it's just one penalty, why was there a whistle? When the Canadians were off and charging on a 3-on-2.
Unless they just thought they were going to go, Mike, like a fight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Then but then you don't call just one guy with a penalty.
Correct.
And so Xhekaj, good on him, discipline. As Lafreniere a little shaken up after that last shift. And here you see it. Xhekaj's hit on Lafreniere, who dives out of the way, gets a little thigh on thigh, probably a bit of a Charlie horse, and that's what Carrick came out to challenge him for. But we have to see that one again. Felt like the whistle should not have gone.
Lane Hudson, Cole Caulfield, Montreal back on the power play here at MSG. Hudson, Suzuki, wrist shot blocks. Zibanejad finds it, settles it down, and works it down the ice.
Chris Kreider also gifted shorthanded goal scorer. Be mindful of when 20 is out there killing penalties.
Here's Suzuki. A little bit of speed through center. Space opens up. Suzuki stops far corner. Around the boards. Caulfield lets it go. Hustling is Hudson. Hudson, little move on Zibanejad. What a pass for Dach. Kirby Dach curling around for Hudson. Turning around, Slafkovsky waiting. Take the shot for Hudson again. Hudson dishes. Suzuki, Hudson. Hudson. And the pop pass to nobody as no one home at the point. Dach. Frustrated, he'll head off. Suzuki, drop pass. Mike Matheson. Over the line. With a shoulder check. Passes to himself in the corner. Checked by Fox. Gallagher. Controls the puck. Up top, Armia. Matheson. Matheson delays. Still with it at the point. Across. One-time drive. Heineman right on and quick. He was ready. Heineman can really shoot it, and Quick read it well.
Pass a little bit too far for Heineman because Jonathan Quick is so fast going laterally still. And without a screen, it's going to take a special kind of shot to beat Jonathan Quick. And Heineman not able to get up in the corner. So the reason why the Rangers are so good at the penalty kill, they are very organized. They don't get stretched out. They keep compact. Don't let anything go through the box. Everything goes out and around the box. And I don't wonder if the Canadians just get a little simpler, shoot and have two guys at the front of the net looking for rebounds.
Like only 14 goalies in NHL history have 400 career wins, and Quick is a few away.
I thought he was coming to New York for a retirement tour. Grew up in Connecticut, Rangers fan, Mike Richter, all that. I'm like, oh, that's a nice story, but he's not going to be able to help them. Boy, was I wrong. Last year he was amazing. This year he's been even better. He's been an absolute strength of their team.
Oldest goalie in Rangers franchise history and delivering big-time steal. Here's Armia. Yoel Armia leaves, and comes Heineman. Just 8 seconds left in the minor penalty to Carrick. And a good pass in some space. Trocheck. Matheson back. Trocheck around Matheson. Round the net he'll go. The dish for Fox as Carrick's out of the box. 5-on-5 hockey. And Newhook will control in his own zone as Hedel was lurking. Gallagher up that right side. It's a bouncer. And no icing, so Montreal will get some fresh legs out. 35 minutes gone in this second period. Stretched up ahead, Hedel. Pocket pick, though. Evans and Waugh. Up ahead for Montreal. Joshua Waugh right on. Rebound available. Anderson couldn't get it in time. Gooley works it back in deep. Jake Evans. Evans for Joshua Waugh around the boards. Barrett flips for Evans. Checked by Schneider. Evans up top, Barron. Wrist shot high, missed everything. Bouncing behind the net. There's Anderson. Josh Anderson round the boards for Caden Gooley. Gooley shoots, hit a leg. Actually hit Evans. Montreal continues the cycle. Waugh, backhand feed. Barrett pops into the slot, bouncing around, and the Rangers finally clear. There's Panarin. He'll chip it in. Caden Gooley back. In comes Panarin. Barron in the corner. Cross ice quickly. Collected by Gooley. He'll flip to center. Oh, Anderson was nearly in as Fox put the puck into his legs.
Montreal settling into this game now. These afternoon games are always strange. You just don't, when you play for Canadian teams, you don't play many afternoon games. Montreal maybe plays more than most, but the Rangers might play a dozen over the course of a year. The Habs might play 3.
My favorite weekend is Super Bowl for a lot of reasons, Mike, but of course the 2 back-to-back afternoon games in Montreal, a tradition, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, although you always wonder, 1 o'clock start, you want to eat your pregame meal 6 hours before the game, 5 hours before the game. That's 8 a.m. What are you going to eat at 8 a.m.? You can have some pasta and chicken and fish and broccoli?
Actually, it's funny. Arpon Basu is going to join us, and I think he chatted with Montembeault about that in one of his articles. So we'll ask Arpon about that. It is interesting.
They never knew quite what to do. Didn't feel like breakfast would sustain you enough. So
You can never go wrong with pierogies, Mike.
Or in your case, multiple slices of pizza.
Here's Caulfield. Wow. Sold out. Here's Newhook. Alex Newhook. Suzuki in the corner. Back to the point. Arbor Jacki. Wrister Savard missed. Rangers control. The high flip to center. Bouncing at the line. BC, wrist shot. Glove stop Montembeault. He'll squeeze for a stoppage. Shots now 13-12 in favor of Montreal. A one-goal game. 13:37 to go here in the second period. Lane Hudson's brother, Cole Hudson, Mike, is a second-round pick of the Washington Capitals. I talked to Lane about his brother and their competition growing up. He thinks his brother is a lot like that man, Adam Fox. When I first saw Lane play at the U18s and USA Hockey's national team development program, he had that shifty move, walks the line, a lot like Adam Fox. I mean, both of the Hudson brothers, very talented. A third one also upcoming as well. The assistant coach for the Rangers, Dan Hughes, was the head coach of both the Hudson brothers as well through the USA Hockey program in Plymouth, Michigan. But if you're compared to that guy, you're doing all right.
Yeah, you could do a lot worse to be compared to one of the best defensemen in the world. Norris Trophy winner, who plays the game at warp speed in his mind, which allows him to be slow on the ice. It's amazing the time that he takes to make he's like Sergei Zubov.
That hockey IQ is tough to teach, right? I mean, you got it or you don't. And the Hudson brothers, they have it. Adam Fox clearly has it, and fun to watch, both blue liners. And both would love a goal, Mike. I mean, you talk about guys with a lot of assists. Laura talked about it off the top of the broadcast. I think Schmaltz is also in that category. What, 16 assists or something, no goals?
He's a forward, so it gets a lot worse for Nick Schmaltz in Utah, but...
Rangers control, wrap try in front, loose, and that was Berard, the young rookie, trying to create something. In his fourth National Hockey League game for Berard, he's got a goal, a couple of points in his young career. And you talk about those names, Mike, we discussed. So a lot of great defensemen have come out of USA Hockey's national team development program. That's the record for most points in a single season. No, pardon me, that's the all-time one. But in a single season, it's the same names, including a guy, Quinn Hughes is on there. That's the single season record. Cole's on top, Hughes is up there, Lane is up there as well for the single season record as well.
If you get to the top of those national team development boards, you're doing something right, because those have churned out star after star after star, both on offense and on defense. And Cole Hudson might join Lane as another dynamic defender in the NHL in a couple of years. We'll see Cole at the World Junior Championship coming up for the Americans.
Gold medal at the U18s. He set up Ryan Leonard in overtime versus Sweden. That was a couple of years ago in Switzerland. The United States losing to Canada at the U18s in Finland. Connor McKenna, Mike. That name. Remember that name. He'll be on Team Canada's team as well, the World Juniors. Underager, incredible for the Medicine Hat Tigers. Not draft eligible for another year, though. Crazy talent. Yoel Armia in the corner, trying to dig it free. Justin Barron for Armia. Round the boards, Evans got knocked over as Gooley looking for the puck. It's played to center. Here's Zibanejad. Zibanejad waiting for help, in, shoots, and a good play. He wanted the rebound, played it into the pads, and Montreal able to clear. Trouba. Zibanejad delivers it in deep again. Rangers changing. Jake Evans has the puck. Gooley hit by Panarin. Hedl picks it off at center, takes a look, goes to Will Cooley. Justin Barron in his own zone, plays it around the boards. Look out, Panarin nearly tuck it in short side off the post. Man, is he ever dangerous. Schneider, Panarin, and there's that little tip, Crosby-esque, side of the net. And Montembeault read it well to make the save, and Panarin's laughing down there.
Have a little conversation with Montembeault. Panarin was right around it, and Montembeault tried to steal the top corner, but he didn't get there quite fast enough. Another turnover here. Barron puts it in a tough spot for Gooley to get. Everyone over skates it now. Panarin just zings it off the bar. And Montembeault a little bit fortunate. Get a good look at it here. Oh, that's the underside of the crossbar. Not even the short side post. And there's room upstairs.
Arbor Jacki into the far corner, checked by Hedl. Played up to center. Caulfield leaves for Newhook. Newhook speeds in, drop pass Suzuki, back to Newhook. Alex Newhook, nice move, cutting in, lost the puck though. Habs control. Arbor Jacki. Newhook, the backhand in. Schneider goes to work in the corner. Suzuki there trying to help. Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield behind the net. Caulfield waits, shooting, and he was looking short side. Follow-up try, wide Suzuki. As Quick was down, Caulfield again. Handled by Quick. Alex Newhook. Caulfield checked by Hedl, and finally, Braden Schneider plays it around the boards. Panarin, look out, off the skates of Newhook, and now the Rangers clear. Here's Hedl. Over the line, drop pass. Will Cooley, wrister off a stick and wide. Pass in front, up to Keandre Miller. Goes to Fox. Adam Fox. He'll dangle in, quick drive, Panarin, and that's off a body and out of play. So some good looks at either ends for Montreal and New York.
Yeah, sometimes a good way to break down defensive zone coverage is to shoot it, whether it's a tight angle or not. And Cole Caulfield has had quite a bit of success on these tight angle shots. Likes to put one on Jonathan Quick, a lot like Panarin just tried. And it's Suzuki hanging out there, grabs the rebound, slings it wide. But coverage breaks down when you put tight angle shots in on the goalie's pads. And Suzuki, the beneficiary of a juicy rebound from Jonathan Quick.
Separated at times this season, but Suzuki, Caulfield back together. Newhook on that top line for this afternoon's game. And you wonder if at some point maybe Slafkovsky gets back up there. Right now Slafkovsky is in a battle there with Trocheck as the Rangers will walk it in. Drop pass, the wrist shot off a body. Trocheck trying to follow up. Still loose. Trocheck, Lafreniere right on, and Montembeault saves that. Dvorak, high flip to Gallagher, had to wait for it. Here's Hudson. Hudson will dish across Slafkovsky. Slafkovsky to Dvorak. Dvorak, wrist shot up high off the stick, and out of play behind Jonathan Quick. And again, a conversation after the whistle, so the temperature hot at times in this contest. It was the Trouba-Anderson fight in the first period that got everyone going. The fans at MSG, both benches, and a 2-1 lead for the Rangers here on this Saturday afternoon.
Jonathan Quick has been for the New York Rangers the last couple of years. It's not just a sentimental pick. He is playing as well as he has played in quite some time. 3 wins shy of 400 for his career, but goals saved above expected per start. There he is, 3rd best in the entire NHL, with guys who all are having really good seasons in around him. So although he doesn't play too much because Shesterkin is so great, the Rangers have full confidence whenever he goes in there, he will give them a great chance to win the game. And just steady, rock solid for New York.
3 Stanley Cups, surefire Hall of Famer, as is Marc-Andre Fleury, 2 of the greats in the twilight of their careers. But to your point, Mike, still a very important piece right now for the Rangers. Here's Anderson behind the net. Anderson backhand try, loose in front, and Joshua Waugh nearly swatted that home, and Quick able to get it done and make the save. Here's Lane Hudson. Kirby Dach, and just a little bit too quick. Offside Montreal. 9:18 to go here in the second.
Good chance for Joshua Waugh from behind the net. And working to stay loose as Anderson is putting everything on the net, skating so well. And Waugh spins off. Dach and Waugh, both of them banging at that loose puck. All because they beat their checkers. Might be Dach who got it. To the front of the net. That's a great sign for that line. So they want to play below the goal line to the front of the net.
Last 2 games for Montreal have gone to OT, and a close one here again. 2-1 hockey games. The loss to Utah, the win at Columbus. Montreal, game 1 of a back-to-back for them. They'll play at Boston tomorrow afternoon. Rangers control, Hedl, Schneider. They'll pump it back in, Yoel Armia. Little shoulder check, takes a look. In comes Jones, Panarin behind the net. Artemi Panarin zips it through, high wrist shot missed as Jones was looking top shelf and missed everything. Zach Jones back around the boards. Schneider towards the net, and the tip. Cooley, good job in front, but he tipped it wide. Cooley in the corner.
Another one where Montembeault was flying way out of the net on a puck that was maybe drifting a little wide. He got caught for the late goal by Trocheck doing that. I wonder if I get moving laterally, but he's flying miles past the post.
Josh Anderson chips at the puck, right to Schneider. Dach poking at it, had Anderson tracking in, couldn't get him the puck. Schneider the other way. Panarin. Little backhand hit Cooley. Panarin gets it back. Panarin. DeAndre Miller, wrist shot in traffic, and again Cooley in front. And that's where he's been successful this season, parked in front of the opposition's goalie. Here's Xhekaj. In, wrister, and Quick saw it. Loves it down.
Brian, you mentioned the last 2 games going overtime. Did not get it done against Utah, but against Columbus in a back-and-forth affair. Nick Suzuki, capitalizing on a bit of a non-call going back the other way, but shot, rebound, game. Nick Suzuki finishes it off against Columbus to secure the victory for the Montreal Canadiens.
Assist number 12 for Lane Hudson on that play. Setting up the captain, Dvorak.
It looked like Dean Evanson's head was going to pop off. He was so frustrated with the lack of a whistle.
And what now, 7 straight wins for Montreal versus Columbus. Savard. Good little stick. Fox poked away from Dvorak.
Got escape.
Enstrom has Carrick going to the net. Enstrom, Carrick in front, and he couldn't cash in. Gallagher. BC able to take that away as Yad Slafkovsky going in. In comes Dvorak now, hit on Lindgren. Carrick drives it in. Montembeault out to play it for Montreal. Arber Xhekaj avoids contact from Carrick. As they had a little altercation earlier in the game. Here's Slafkovsky for Gallagher. Brendan Gallagher. Juraj Slafkovsky waiting, tried to get it back in front, and he was shoved out of the play by Adam Fox. Xhekaj holds it in. Gallagher and Slafkovsky down low. Gallagher has the puck. Dvorak in front. Slafkovsky time in the backhand, and Quick was there and ready as Slafkovsky all alone in front of the New Jersey net. Adam Fox couldn't work it in deep. He'll try again. Look out, Zibanejad around Hudson, and a weak shot handled by Montembeault. Didn't get the velocity he wanted, Mika Zibanejad. High floater in comes Newhook. Keandre Miller will play it to Kaapo Kakko. Kakko. He lost the handle, Nick Suzuki has the puck. Then he gets it back off the stick of Zibanejad. Here's Newhook with Caulfield. Suzuki with it, wrister missed off the glass behind Quick. Zibanejad. The other way for New York, and again, he floats a knuckler in. And that'll be icing charge to the Rangers.
Well, chances at both ends. And if you're David Savard, he's had a really good year. You admire so much the way he plays, but you need to know you can't get in foot races from the other end of the ice. He gets caught up ice, and Christian Dvorak doesn't realize. He shoulder checks left, not realizing that the breaker is to his right, and Carrick would have had an excellent chance for a goal had he been able to stop a little quicker. Zibanejad challenging Hudson with no speed, no gap. That's good defensive work by Hudson to get a piece of the shot attempt.
Suzuki for Matheson. Little dish, Hudson. Matheson waits, shoots, and Quick didn't see it, but he stopped it as it deflected in front. Two Habs in the vicinity, cutting in again, making moves. A shot stopped as Matheson trades. Follow-up try, Quick. Caulfield stoned again.
I think he fired that right over the top of the net.
Did he get a piece, or was that just straight out? Caulfield, remembered, hit a post on Quick earlier in the game, trying to tie this thing up. But I think he just shot that high.
Montreal coming so close to evening up the game as the guy you want with the puck on his stick in front of the net, Cole Caulfield, has it. Jonathan Quick down and out, and he just sails it. Maybe grace the crossbar as well. I mean, Quick makes you elevate it higher maybe than you want because he comes so far out of the net and he is able to move so well, but Caulfield would expect to score that goal every time. So close to evening things up and getting his 14th of the year.
Caulfield on a 2-game point streak for Montreal. He's out there right now, the 13, 14, 15 line. Suzuki, Newhook, Caulfield. Matheson, Hudson out for Montreal. Here's Keandre Miller, Caulfield's former teammate at NCAA Wisconsin. Here's Lane Hudson. Watched by Jimmy Vesey. Caulfield gets a stick on it. Miller back on the puck. Watched by Suzuki. Hudson picks it up. Lane Hudson. Below the goal line. Lost the puck. Keandre Miller has it. Miller up the right side for New York. He'll chip and chase around Caulfield. Checked by Matheson. Caulfield in the corner. Vesey took it away from Hudson. Jimmy Vesey.
He's holding on to Hudson's stick. You can hear him say, let it go. Careful taking the offense zone hold.
BC former Hobey Baker winner for top college player. Lane Hudson, a top 3 finalist, won by Macklin Celebrini, who's really coming alive. Of course, that hip injury early, but he's coming alive for the Sharks out west. It'll make the Rookie of the Year, Mike, interesting this year. A lot of good candidates.
Michkov, Stankhoven, Justin Wolf, Lane Hudson, Celebrini. There's your 5. It's going to come from that group.
Alexis Lafreniere, the backhand in. Berard in the corner, checked by Barron. Jake Evans reaching for the puck, and he'll poke it up ahead. There's Heineman. Oh, he took a big crunch from Trocheck, and Heineman didn't like it. Having some words for Vinny Trocheck.
Trocheck's been chippy in this game. Every face-off, every scum, always giving an extra little shot.
Puck battle behind the net.
Net's off.
Evans' wrist shot, and no one's noticed but you, Mike. And finally, they do notice, and they'll blow it down.
And Vinny Trocheck is a scrappy player, and he's been such a good fit for the New York Rangers. Came over on a free agent deal, and he plays harder than his. He's not a big guy, but there he is. That's right between the 5 and the 1. It's not super dirty, I suppose, but is that not boarding? There's no need to make that hit. The puck's gone. There's no scoring chance. That's a hit that I think the NHL in general can work to clean up. It's completely unnecessary. And players just finish that hit all the time because there aren't penalties called.
Under 4 to go, second period. Look out. Here's Cooley. Off the skate, puck on his stick. He'll work it around the boards. Filipino and a penalty coming up for the Montreal Canadiens as Savard will touch up. Quick was racing to get the extra attacker out. So with 3:46 to go, the Rangers on the power play, and Panarin and Jack-Eye having some words and continue to.
It's after Josh Anderson has picked up a
Montreal penalty number 17. 2 minutes for roughing.
penalty for roughing. And that's a joke, is my loose interpretation of Josh Anderson's commentary for that. And right up the face-off. He's on the right part of your screen. So, oh my goodness. Oh my word.
How is that worse than the Heineman hit that we just saw? And I mean, we're not officials, Mike.
Well, I don't want to
saying
criticize
we
officials. Kelly Sullivan's a longtime ref, done a good job. If that's a rough, there are going to be 400 roughing penalties in this game. He barely touched him, and he didn't hit him in the head. Anyways, got to kill it. These calls happen. Pressure now on the penalty kill to keep the Canadians within 1.
And remember, Anderson was hot for the non-call on him earlier in the game as Adam Fox has the puck for Panarin. Panarin, wrister, good block, Matheson.
He's shooting everything tonight, Panarin.
Fox, Panarin. Those switch-up spots are Artemi Panarin. Already has a power play goal in this game. Panarin, little pop pass, and Trocheck got it to him. Zibanejad, Trocheck, Zibanejad in the corner. Mika Zibanejad. Up top, Panarin. Wrister off his skate, comes to Fox. He's in deep, Fox. Around the wall for Zibanejad. Kreider.
Fox. By Fox, out of the air, kept it alive.
Zibanejad. Artemi Panarin at the line. Zibanejad faked the one-timer in. Wrist shot, score! Mika Zibanejad with a rocket. Another power play goal for the New York Rangers. Career goal 299 for Zibanejad in his career.
Welcome back, Chris Kreider. Another one where he won't get a point, but he's the reason the puck goes in. Same as Panarin's goal earlier. This time it's Zibanejad. Similar back foot wrister through traffic, fooling Montembeault. Fox keeps it alive behind the net. Ends up going back and forth. Panarin, Zibanejad, fake slapper. But check out Montembeault. He's trying to find it. He's looking left of Kreider. The puck goes right of Kreider. And it's a much more difficult save when the goalie's got to peek the opposite way. And that soft neutral zone call comes back to hurt Montreal. As the second power play goal for the Rangers has them up by 2.
5 on the season for Zibanejad. Panarin a power play goal. Zibanejad a power play goal. 3-1 New York. Evans protects the puck. Throws towards the net. And Lafreniere will pick it up. Off the glass, not out. Evans knocked it down. Hedl will collect it for New York. He lost it at center. Rangers will walk it in. Lafreniere towards the net at Montembeault. I don't know if he didn't see it, but he stopped it, hit him up high. Barron around the boards. Heineman delivers the check. Heineman, Armia. That puck battle continues. Hedl trying to dig it free. Montreal away with it. Armia. He was all tied up and continues to be as Heineman brings it in, but he brought it in offside.
See the frustration building on the Montreal bench. They're rattled about the call to Anderson. And then we're close to breaking out, but it stays alive. And Zibanejad, who's been under a ton of scrutiny here in New York for his lack of production and the way he's been bleeding chances against when he plays 5-on-5, gets a power play goal. But as we know, power play production is like oxygen to offensive players. It goes right to your legs and helps you play every way, not just with a man advantage.
In comes Brendan Gallagher. Much like the Rangers last period, Habs could use a late one here to give those legs a bit of a spark. Puck battle far boards. Gallagher looking for it. Arbor Xhekaj up for Gallagher. Quickly to Slafkovsky. Juraj Slafkovsky over the line. He'll delay and then shoot it in deep. Gallagher waiting for it. Gallagher for Kirby Dach. Hit by Zibanejad. Slafkovsky back to work. Chips it free. Up top. Wrist shot deflected. I think that might have hit Berard. Wrap try. And Kirby Dach trying to power that home. Gallagher was in front. And again, Strums after the whistle. Wow, and this one's getting out of hand. Slafkovsky's helmet off.
Jonathan Quick came out firing as Dach fell onto him. Xhekaj tied up with Berard. That's a mismatch. Slafkovsky. He's got Will Cooley tangled up down on the ground. And it is still going. Savard's got his gloves off now.
Arbor Xhekaj finally pushed away from the fray. I mean, Slafkovsky's helmet came off quick. Savard continues his conversation in the corner. Arbor Xhekaj is going to the blocks first as they're going to clean up a whole yard sale of everything around Quick.
Lindgren get his helmet off. That's an abrasion. Looks like he might have banged his head in the ice with his tussle with Savard. And it was Quick who escalated everything as Dach and Quick continue their conversation, because Quick is a fiery goaltender when it comes to bodies around his crease. And what Kirby Dach's saying is like, your guy pushed me on top of you. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at your defenseman. And there'll be lots to sort out here. You got to think 3 or 4 guys on each team will be getting matching roughing penalties. Brendan Gallagher in the ear of Francis Chiron. There's Ryan Lindgren. Little battle scars on his forehead and cheek. Lindgren's hot. He felt he was taken advantage of by, Savard down in the corner. And for an afternoon affair, this has had a little juice to it.
Remember the first meeting, right? The hit on Barron. Matheson fought Trouba. It was a tough game for Montreal, losing it 7-2. A lot of fire in this one on both sides.
So here's Kirby Dach on the wrap, and he's sitting there and he's working through it. He kind of shoves Zibanejad back into the net, but it's Quick with the pop with the left hand that gets everybody fired up. And once the goalie's involved, then everybody's involved. And so I see now 3 Montreal Canadian players in the box, and I see Ryan Lindgren by himself in the box. So Cooley's got to get in there for what him and Slafkovsky, you'd think. And then, even though Slafkovsky's not in the box right now, it's a lot to sort out if you're an official. Lots going on. Arbor Xhekaj showing pretty good restraint again in a space where he could have dropped his gloves and grabbed someone and really let fly, but he did not.
Well, talking to Marty St. Louis earlier in the season, that's the one thing he's been happy with Arbor is picking his spots, knowing when to engage those parts of the games.
Yeah, don't chase it, but when it's there, don't. Yeah. I want to put the muzzle on him. If it's there and it's popping off and you got the biggest guy in the league that can do it, let him do it. As if the Canadians come out of this shorthanded, Marty St. Louis will not be happy, given the power play goal they just gave up on a pretty soft call in the neutral zone anyways. So Doc drives the net. He does kind of shove Zibanejad towards Quick, trying to fight the rebound. Not much going on there. And then Quick gets up. He's grabbing Doc's leg. He pops him with his glove. Jonathan Quick has to get a penalty. I know you're a goaltender. You are supposed to be protected. But Jack Guy, he's going Ryan Reeves. One in each hand. Whatever you want. Get a sense of his strength. Stuck on those Costco shelves again. All right, guys, let's sort it out and get her going. Are they going to the monitor? Or are they just making sure they don't have to talk through the glass?
Mike, they'll do it one more time back at the Bell Center, January 19th, and I guess they're going to end November, end it with a bang, as we are on this Saturday afternoon at MSG.
Off of Black Friday. Feel a little bit energized.
Definitely a buzz in the city for the Rangers game. One of a 5-game homestand for New York as we talked about their 5-game slide. Trying to get some momentum going here on home ice.
Montreal was here waiting in New York while the Rangers were playing yesterday in Philly. So I think as this game goes on in the third period, New York should feel some fatigue. A tough game, tough loss yesterday. That's a Chiron, longtime official.
A lot of experience.
Suzuki.
Him and Kelly Sutherland a lot.
If you're the captain talking, you don't like the situation. When it's going bad for the other team, you just sit there and listen and let the other team take the bad news. So there's got to be some more Ranger guys coming to the box. Has to be. Got Zibanejad in there now. And with under 2 minutes left, if they're coincidental minors, they can go to the dressing room. They don't have to sit in the penalty box. So they're going to get sent to the penalty box, then they're probably going to get sent to the dressing room, and eventually we'll finish this period. And here comes the third Ranger, Berard. And very likely 5-on. Oh, it's going to be 5-on-4? Did I see that correctly? I thought I saw Chiron put up 5 fingers to the Ranger bench and 4 to the Canadiens bench.
Well, right now, 5 Rangers on the ice.
And it's a power play group out there, so oh my goodness. So where's the extra penalty? In that skirmish, with everything going, everyone's pushing and everyone's shoving, everyone's doing it, including a goaltender, which is an extra body, and I'm sorry, he was involved. And here's Marty having the reaction that I was expecting.
Coming in, Mike, Montreal.
They're asking him right now, because who's coming out first, because one guy's going to have the odd numbered, so he's looking over there. Who do I want to come out first? Probably be David Savard, a defensive defenseman, to get back in his own end. But that's, I'm surprised that's not all evened up at the end of that scrum. Who started it? Who started it? Tell him. Who started it? Goalie didn't start it? I'm reading Marty's lips right now.
Yeah, it's frustrating when you're on the wrong end of this stuff. Regardless.
He's having the same reaction I'm having watching it.
I mean.
And I'm not the coach. I'm just watching it. And he's coming on the heels of that Anderson call. And then you have to park it and get back to work. Like, you can't, as a coach or as a player, let it carry over into the game and feel ticked off or hard done by. You just got to go out there and get back to work. You're in this game, got to get this kill.
You talked about it, Mike. Already 2 power play goals for the Rangers in this game. Montreal coming in, third most penalty minutes in the National Hockey League. This game won't help. Here's Fox.
Chris Kreider right to the front of that again.
Minute 20 to go in the period. 3-1 New York on the power play again. Panarin for Fox. Fox walks it in. Panarin, one-time drive high, he missed. Lafreniere picks it up for Fox. Fox shoots. And glove down by Montembeault. A minute 1 to go here. And a minute 36 to go in the extra minor to Montreal.
Well, it was a good look to Panarin from Fox that he just missed the net on, as Fox does such a good job with his skates, his stick blade, and his eyes, maneuvering the checkers before he puts the puck where he wants it to go.
Trocheck, clean win, racing after it. Evans, here's Fox. Final minute, MSG second period. Here's Fox, Panarin. Panarin all the way in, and again off the post.
Oh my goodness.
Second one from that spot for Artemi Panarin.
How many shot attempts has he had? He must have 10 shot attempts today.
Good quick play as the Rangers goalie got it away from Armia, who was tracking in. Fired in high on Montembeault. He thought about playing it, but he'll hold. 34.3 to go.
And you see what Panarin is thinking. He's driving down the wing. Kreider is sliding back door. So Montembeault is aware of Kreider on his right side, and instinctively he starts to drift. He squares up his shoulders to get ready to go across the net to Kreider, which leaves the top corner open for Panarin to try again.
Montreal controls off the draw. 30 seconds left in the period, all the way down to Jonathan Quick. Time winding down in the second period. One last chance here for the Rangers. Trocheck for Fox across. One-timer Panarin, and Montembeault was ready. And another stop. 11.6 now to go.
More conversation. Trocheck has been in the middle of a lot of this afternoon. And good quick entry. That's a hard pass to handle clean. Lafreniere does it, and that allows them to get set up. And over to Panarin. What's Panarin doing when he gets it? Shoots again. And if Montembeault sees it, he's got a pretty good shot of stopping it.
So they announced the penalties. Quick did get a 2-minute minor for roughing. Slafkovsky got the double minor, which, I mean, he had his helmet ripped off, but that'll be a story for another time, I suppose. In a 3-1 game. Quick out to play it. Final stages will wind down. And the Habs down by 2 through 40 minutes of play.
Special teams have been the difference. Power play for the Rangers, clicking twice, and complaining about the penalty is not going to help Montreal. They got to regroup, reset, and be ready to push in the third against a team that played yesterday.
Molson Canadiens hockey on TSN. Intermission is next, so no shortage for Arpon Basu and his notebook as he'll stop by to chat with us live here at MSG. New York Rangers trying to win their second of 3 meetings versus the Montreal Canadiens. Your intermission is next on this Saturday afternoon in New York. Laura Dykin, Carlo Koliakovo next.
games this week in the NFL, but perhaps saving the best for Sunday night's last.
I'm still stuffed from 2 days ago.
Bills-Niners, what a game that is. 8:20 Eastern, 5:20 Pacific, your Sunday nighter. And, of course, in typical Buffalo fashion, it's supposed to be snowy, snowy, snowy. Week 13.
Circle the wagons, Laura.
Circle the wagons. Can't say the same for the Giants and the Jets. But hey, New York State, you got Buffalo at least. 3-1 Rangers with your lead right now over the Canadians after 2 periods of play. Carlo and Laura back here with you once again. I want to say it was a low event period because things definitely picked up there. But yes, just 1 goal to show for it. And for the refs, we hate when they become a talking point because when they're doing their job, when they're invincible, we're not talking about them at all. But a couple of questionable calls, and we know that Martin St. Louis not happy, especially with how the end of the period went.
Well, he shouldn't be happy. If anything, he should be furious because in a close game like this, you want the players to dictate what happens in the game, not the referees. And Josh Anderson got a huge praise at the beginning of the game because he dropped the mitts. And here, he's just doing what he's supposed to do, finishing his check. And Kelly Sutherland, the referee behind him, very respected referee, decides to make a call. I still don't understand what the penalty is there. Josh Anderson doesn't understand what the penalty is there. It's a 2-1 game. Players are deciding it. New York goes in the power play. For the second time this game, they get a power play goal. For a team that's been struggling on the power play, 2 goals in the game have been the difference. And Zibanejad, too, his first in 6 games. That's a huge one for him. But, I absolutely hate watching sports. When we come out of watching games, we talk about the referees. That's not a penalty there, and the ref should just let the players play, shouldn't be dictating, shouldn't be looking for penalties. Call the penalties that are obvious ones. That one, to me, definitely wasn't one.
And then we saw in the final minutes of the period as well, Martin St. Louis saying, who started it?
Well, in the scrum, Jonathan Quick's the guy starting everything, and the Montreal Canadiens end up shorthanded. Doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. And it is 3-1, again, your score. Earlier in the period, a lot of good things coming from Montreal. It felt like the offense was coming at waves. Pick a player, and they had an opportunity to get Montreal a second goal at this
And
game.
they did, Lauren. And the thing that was deflating at the end of that first period was the late goal with 2 seconds left. And you wonder how much that would sink the Montreal Canadiens. But I give them a lot of credit. For most of this period, they were the better team, creating the better chances. And they had some glorious ones. Here's Cole Caulfield with one of his couple that he had this period. Suzuki shoots it wide here. And Caulfield gets another one here with Matheson getting another chance on net. He just misses it over the net. And so, as much as Montreal's losing this game 3-1, they could actually be the team leading this game with all the chances that they generated that period. Jonathan Quick obviously being a big story. But that goal, that penalty, that the power play goal they gave up is just, it's deflating now because instead of maybe being a tie game or playing with the lead, you're staring at a 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, Montreal did have the shots advantage, 14-13 in that period. But yeah, no goals to show for it in the middle stanza. Juraj Slafkovsky, one of the gentlemen that found himself in the penalty box by the end of that period.
Yeah.
We said, he's really, we've had an up and down season to be sure. There was the injury, bench, you mentioned his ice time against Utah, demoted to the 4th line, but he had that feel-good game last time out against Columbus. He's really been preaching consistency and putting good games together. Been taking it on the chin all season long. What have you thought of his game so far?
It really shows when a player breaks out of their slump how much more confidence they have in their game. Because Juraj Slafkovsky, Laura, you mentioned it. It's been a tough season. But he scored the other night, got 2 points, got an early assist this one. And these are the plays we're used to seeing Slafkovsky make. Strong on the puck, heads up, finding the late guys. And this is the one that I'm impressed with even most. He's a big body. He needs to understand where he needs to be on the ice in the offensive zone. He's in front of the net there, creates a scoring chance. It's nice to see that the message that Marty St. Louis tried to send to Juraj Slafkovsky, he's received it and he's responded really well because now you're starting to see the little things come back in this game that really make him successful.
Gotta say, maybe that game against Vegas was rock bottom, right? He was a -4 in that one, and then, I guess it got worse.
It's a long season, though, Laura. You got to learn from your mistakes. It's his, 3rd full season.
And he owns it, right?
And
he owns it, and he wants to get better. And slowly but surely is the name of the game when it comes to Juraj Slafkovsky. All right, when our intermission continues, as promised, we've been talking about it. Arpon Basu will be joining Brian for a little Arpon's Notebook. They'll be discussing Lane Hutson and plenty more right after this. quarterfinals begin in just a couple of days on Tuesday. And of course, you can catch all the action right here on TSN. Very dramatic music for that. All right, well, now let's head back to the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. It is the Rangers with the 3-1 lead. Right now, it's Arpin's Notebook, the latest edition, as we turn it back over to Brian.
Laura, love this building, love this city. Arpin Basu standing by. I know you get a kick out of MSG as well, but we got to talk food. Great food in New York. But you chatted with Samuel Montembeault and Mike Johnson, and I were talking about it during the broadcast. What does a goalie eat? It's usually pasta, but what does a goalie eat when you got a 1 o'clock afternoon game start?
Well, that's what he said. He's like, at 1 o'clock, I can't eat pasta at 8 in the morning. So basically, he loads up and has a big breakfast. That's basically his solution to it. I'm sure after the game, he's going to mow on whatever it is. It's usually pizza after the game, frankly, in New York. So he's probably going to have some pizza. Probably had a bunch of bacon and eggs early this morning. So for those who think NHL athletes are fine-tuned machines, sometimes on the road, not so much.
Don't look at what the media is eating, by the way.
Right, exactly.
It was awesome to see Patrick Laine. He's been practicing. He's with the team. We just saw him here. He's in New York as well. And let's be honest, his offense and his spark on the ice is something the Montreal Canadiens could use right now.
Absolutely. And listen, earlier this week, Marty St. Louis was asked, might he play this week? And he kind of cheekily asked, does Sunday count as this week? And it was sort of like, he just sort of slid that in there. So, listen, it's not like a non-zero chance that we're going to see him in Boston on Sunday. The big indicator is over the first intermission when 2 o'clock hit, the Canadiens put Raphael Harvey-Pinard on waivers to be sent to Laval, who was already on a conditioning stint there. They could have easily just brought him up because they had a roster spot, unless that roster spot is going to be filled by Patrick Laine. So we should be able to see him soon. Where he's going to fit and who's going to come out when he comes back is going to be really interesting. But the last 2 practices, he's rotated in on the Caulfield, Suzuki, Newhook line. Presumably, he would be replacing Newhook on that line if indeed he stays there. But something to look out for tomorrow in Boston. See if he might be coming back. He's had 2 full practices with a contact jersey. And his offense will obviously be welcome. The Canadiens sitting on 1 goal right now.
And obviously, at some point, a big-time weapon on the power play as well for the Montreal Canadiens. Lane Hudson, a lot of fun to watch in his rookie season. Over 25 minutes in that win at Columbus. Had an assist on Suzuki's eventual winner in overtime. What are you seeing in the evolution of Lane Hudson's game?
Well, what you see is an ability to recover from errors, and like against Utah in the third period, there's a puck that's rimmed around the boards in the offensive zone. Hudson's on his offside. He's on his backhand. He goes to pick it up. Juraj Slafkovsky's right next to him. He can't get it. Puck bounces over his stick. Utah goes down 2-on-1. They score the tying goal, eventually win in overtime. Now, what's telling there, Marty St. Louis put Lane Hudson out for 3 shifts in overtime, which shows just how much trust that he's gained with the coach. And this comment from Marty yesterday also shows the amount of trust. He was talking about his ability to self-correct, which comes from a strong ability to self-assess and then act on it. And he says, I rarely have to tell Lane something more than once. And you watch him play tonight, you even watched him play in Columbus, and there was that self-correction. The one thing Marty said is that he always wants to be in the rush, but he has to pick his spots, and he has to do it at the appropriate times. And that example in Utah was an example of the wrong time to go on offense. You're seeing him pick his spots a lot better. And I think today he's playing an excellent game in that respect, where he hasn't really put his fingerprints on it offensively, but he's been a lot more responsible and learned from that mistake.
Dan Muse is the assistant head coach of the New York Rangers. He coached actually both Hudson brothers at USA Hockey's national team development program. When I caught up with Dan, he had said too that the compete level at Lane Hudson is unbelievable. Yeah, he's not a big guy. His hockey IQ though is off the charts, and his compete level is big time. Okay, just a few seconds left here. Just your assessment of the first 40 minutes.
And the Canes played well. Listen, a bad penalty by Mike Matheson cost him in the first period. That Josh Anderson phantom call in the second period obviously cost him in the second. Offensively, they're not quite there. But, you look at, like, Kirby Dach getting into starting that scrum shows that Kirby Dach is kind of starting on his way back. So let's see if he can continue that in the third.
Pizza coming up on Arpin for sure. He called it on national television. Arpin's Notebook. Back to you, Laura.
We will also take some of that pizza. You never say no to pizza. The Montreal Canadiens with a little bit of work to do, down 2 goals as we head to period number 3. in that second period as he adds a goal to his assist earlier in the game. That ends a 5-game goalless drought for him. His last scored on November the 19th. The Rangers with 2 power play goals already in this one. They will start the third with the man advantage as, again, we send you back to Brian and MJ.
Laura, the Montreal Canadiens trying to get back to 500 in the month of November. They got to battle back in the third period, and a lot of this so far this hockey game. Man.
Well, we got 16 minutes in roughing minors. We have 10 minutes in fighting majors. It's been a chippy game. And some of that will have stemmed from the Trouba hit on Barron in their first meeting this year. Some of that stems from the Rangers being absolutely desperate to turn their year around and Montreal not backing down at all. So I think the Rangers probably want to play the rest of this period 5-on-5 as they are due to perhaps take a penalty or two given what's happened at the tail end of the second period. Josh Anderson has been lively, starting with a fight early on against Jacob Trouba, which was long and action-packed. Josh Anderson has been moving well in the game today.
New York 10-1-0 when leading after 40 minutes of play this season.
And I said Panarin probably has 10 shot attempts. I was wrong. He's had 15 attempts, 5 on net, 10 either blocked or missing the net. He has got that shoot first mentality.
He has come out and has been firing at will. A power play goal in this game, 3-1, and 17 seconds left of power play time here for the Rangers. Underway in this third period. Panarin, he'll dish it off. Trocheck for Panarin. Back to Trocheck. Draw pass, Panarin. He'll wait, still with it. Panarin up for Fox. Fox to Trocheck, high slot. Panarin left it for Lafreniere, and Savard's out of the box. Poked up ahead, not out. Panarin holds the zone. As Savard will head off for a change, and the Rangers do the same in a 3-1 contest here on the Saturday afternoon. Cole Caulfield, a little bit of pace up the right side. Tried the wrister, spins around, still with the puck. Caulfield wanted to go through the legs, and he was checked by Keandre Miller, his former college teammate. Suzuki off the back of the net. Capo Caco swings at it. Will Cooley up the right wing, and icing charged against the Rangers.
Cole Caulfield making the call. You can hear him yell for icing on the ice. And so if you're Montreal, you get through the first part of the kill, and then you get to attack. The good news is, yes, you're down 2, but the New York Rangers are not a good defensive team. They haven't played well defensively in weeks. They are a little bit fragile in their own end, turning pucks over, missed assignments. If you can make them play in their own end for a lot of the third period, you will get chances.
Newhook, Hedl. Caulfield gets the puck. Newhook with it in front. Suzuki time, backhand, and right through the crease. What a chance for Nick Suzuki. Couldn't cash in.
What did we just say? Break them down, you'll get chances. And this off a face-off, and all of a sudden Nick Suzuki left standing all alone in front of the net. Where is the D-zone coverage for the Rangers? As the scrum draw kind of won by the Rangers, but a good battle by Caulfield to get it. And Hedl's taking off, thinking offense. And Suzuki goes right through the legs of Quick and out the back door.
Keandre Miller on the puck for the Rangers. High off the glass. Down the ice. Lane Hudson there. Cole Caulfield, backhand dish. Newhook trying to walk around Schneider. He got a piece of him. Newhook keeps coming. Newhook around the boards. Picked up by Caulfield. Cole Caulfield jams it back in. Newhook leaves it. Justin Barron in the corner. He'll play it up high. Cooley hits Newhook. And Cooley continues that job on Newhook. Look out, turnover, pass in front. Caulfield spinning. It was available in the slot. Caulfield holds the zone barely. No, it came out. It comes out, Montreal in offside.
They had him running around, and to give you a numerical sense of what we're talking about, here's the Rangers at 5-on-5. Their expected goals against, 28th. Scoring chance against, 30th. High danger chance against, 30th. They are one of the worst defensive teams in the league. So try to take advantage of that when you can.
Rangers 5-4-1 on home ice so far this season. BC, Doc. Doc wins the draw. David Savard has it. Jack-Eye reverses play. Savard round the boards. There's Gallagher. Checked by Lindgren. And Gallagher took a bump. Far point. Fox works it back in deep. Connor Carrick. Pardon me, Sam Carrick. BC in the corner. Backhand flip. Brendan Gallagher in his own zone. Works it to center. Sam Carrick throws it in just out of the reach of Lafreniere. Arber Xhekaj on the puck first. Arber Xhekaj from his own zone. Rangers changing. Xhekaj. Pass off the skate of Armia, and it comes to Jones. Zach Jones plays it back to center. Lane Hudson, long shot, and Quick will play it quickly. Jones. He'll maneuver out of his own zone to center and then shoots it in. In comes Berard. Lafreniere. He'll hand it off. Berard behind the net. Berard, wrap try right in front through the crease. Nobody home to help him out. Jake Evans. Over the line. Crisscrossing with Heineman. Evans. Lost the puck, got it back, and it bobbled on Matheson. Couldn't handle the hot pass. Mike Matheson at center, shoots it in. Lane Hudson picks it up at center ice for Matheson. Quickly Newhook. Alex Newhook takes a look, jams it in deep. Suzuki slashes at it for Caulfield. Cole Caulfield. Lane Hudson faked the shot. Weak wrister all the way through, and it got to Quick. Newhook. Hudson keeps it in again, floats one through, wanted a tip. Matheson collects the puck. Mike Matheson, backhand dish. Caulfield right in front, battling for space. Kreider, little nudge on Matheson. Suzuki holds it in. Look out, Caulfield with Newhook shot, score! Cole Caulfield, 3-2 game. Number 14 on the season for Caulfield, and that is 3 goals in 3 career games versus Dodger the Quick.
Another terrible turnover by the New York Rangers, and Cole Caulfield makes them pay this time. As the Rangers have the puck coming around the boards, Matheson keeps it alive, and the Rangers don't quite sort it out. Think they're going out of the zone right here with Chris Kreider. He doesn't get it out, and it's a keep by Suzuki, and all of a sudden it's a quick 2-on-1, tight angle. Cole Caulfield doesn't try to force a puck through on a pass. Just slams it home 5-hole on Jonathan Quick. Head up, staring down Newhook as an option, rips it home, gets Montreal back within 1. Keep that same play in the offensive zone. You see the mistakes the Rangers will make.
Cooley cutting in with Hedel. He lost the puck, and it's a 3-on-2. Dvorak leads the way. Dvorak hands it off. Slafkovsky trying to get it towards the net. Worked in deep by Montreal. Gallagher reaching for it, just out of his reach. Hustling is Dvorak. Caden Cooley cuts in for Montreal. In on Cooley. Cooley plays it around the boards. Picked up by Panarin. 3-2 hockey game. 5 minutes gone in this third period. Panarin over the line. Flips it in. Panarin gets there first. Panarin. Anderson there. Can't clear. Lindgren works it down low. Pass in front for Panarin. Side of the net. Montembeault squeezing the pads as Cooley was trying to pounce side of the net. And able to shut that down, Sam Montembeault.
Cole Caulfield gets Montreal within 1. We know he's off to a tremendous start to his year. Currently on pace for an even 50. Wouldn't that be something? Haven't seen that since Stéphane Richer 35 years ago almost. Whether he keeps that pace up or not, I certainly expect him to push the 40 of Vinny Damphousse, which was 30 years ago. Cole Caulfield has got that shot and the instincts of a goal scorer.
You heard Carlo talk about his chances for Team USA for Nations Cup, and Cole Caulfield continues to make his case. Here's Lafreniere. Dropped it off for Berard. Kirby Dach has Josh Anderson in his sights. There's Anderson. He'll backhand it in. Big crunch. Dach absolutely hammered Berard, and he's slow to get up.
His shoulder, his right shoulder is not.
And right away.
Yeah.
I mean, Berard is slow to get up. Dach And Lafreniere, we're talking. I thought Lafreniere might do something there. Play continues.
That is tough. Berard just getting a shot in the NHL, and that looks not insignificant.
It has been a tough game. Physical hits on this Saturday afternoon. Original 6 matchup. We hope Brett Berard is okay. Just his 4th National Hockey League game this afternoon. In comes Newhook. Schneider has the puck. DeAndre Miller stretching ice and couldn't find a Ranger stick. That'll be icing against New York.
Brett Berard is an undersized energy forward. Scored well in the American League. And Kirby Dach's got him by about 6 inches. And it's not, I mean, maybe fractionally later than Berard wanted it to be, but the hit wasn't dirty or high or anything like that. But Berard went off favoring the right shoulder, and he still is having it worked on the bench.
Like Matheson towards the net, had Newhook. Newhook centering feed right to Miller, though. And DeAndre Miller will clean it up. He was 3rd in scoring, Mike, last season in the AHL on his team. And you're right, you get that opportunity with a big club, but he was making the most of it. And then that big hit, courtesy Kirby Dach, is icing charge to Montreal.
And you never want to see anyone get hurt. But I also think you can look, if you're Kirby Dach, look at that and say, you know, you are a big, strong player as well. And you can use your frame not to hurt guys, but to hit guys and create space and turnovers. And that would help Kirby Dach's game.
Shots all tied up at 24. 13:15 to go, 3rd period. Zibanejad on the draw. Nick Suzuki has the puck for Caulfield. Full Caulfield under some duress, and it's fired back in by the Rangers. Lane Hudson skating back for it. In comes Kreider. Yoel Armia keeps it moving. Hustling is Jake Evans. Lindgren there plays it away from him. Armia on the puck in front of the Rangers bench. Heineman has it. Evans goes to the net. Emil Heineman. Evans in front quick. Able to lay out and make the save. Good push from those 2 players on Jonathan Quick. He keeps it a 1-goal game. That drive deflects out of play as Montreal pushing here in this 3rd period. Cole Caulfield, career high 28 goals last year. He's up to 14 already, and he's got Montreal within 1. Time now for the electrifying save of the game, brought to you by Polestar. Discover a new form of electric performance.
And just now, Jonathan Quick does such a smart save by Quick. He recognizes the guy driving back door. He gets his leg out there to beat the pass. And we got a piece of Zibanejad stick there. Flexibility, athleticism have always been the staples of Jonathan Quick's game.
Speaking of saves of the game, on cue, a big salute on the Jumbotron to Henrik Lundqvist, one of the all-time greats in the building watching the Rangers today.
The king in the building?
good to be king, man.
They've had a nice run of Richter to Lundqvist to Shesterkin. 30 years of great goaltending for New York.
Montreal controls. Pass up intended for Barron. Hopped over his stick. He's got to hustle back. Jimmy Vesey watching him closely. In comes Dvorak in on Fox, and they're going to call that icing against Montreal.
Play slowed down a little bit, got a little choppier, which is what the Rangers want to have happen the rest of the third period. Montreal's got to try to layer some shifts together. We've seen Suzuki's line get out there, get in the offensive zone. Some of the other lines now have to follow that up and get that wave after wave feel from Montreal on offense.
Beetle trying to win the draw versus Dvorak. Montreal has the puck. Brendan Gallagher through center ice. Little chip. He'll hustle in. Gallagher in the corner with Dvorak. Cooley hits Dvorak. Will Cooley in a battle with Slafkovsky. Cooley gets the puck, able to free it for the Rangers. Jones off the boards. Back for the captain, Trouba. They'll find Panarin. Panarin over the blue line, shadowed by Dvorak. Panarin shakes him off, drops Hedl right on, and the pad stop Montembeault. Puck flipped to space for Armia, hustling in, and can't get there in time. Another icing Montreal.
Making plays going up the ice. So you got to work on Heineman trying to make the safe play. Ends up putting it all the way down as Montreal wants to get in on Jonathan Quick a little bit more. I was almost thinking Quick's been so good this year. If on Team USA, the third goalie's not going to play, you're going to have Hellebuck and Ottinger going 1-2. Could he be a third goalie? He's been there before, support role. I wonder.
Well, remember, short tournament, Lafreniere off the draw, can't get the shot off, and the same, argument or battle could be made for Marc-Andre Fleury for Team Canada.
Except Team Canada doesn't have bona fide starters.
Yeah.
Like a Hellebuck or an Ottinger.
But same role, I guess, is where I'm going with that. Savard across, wrist shot into the glove of Quick. I mean, for Canada.
Again, my take is if you're going Canada, you want three guys that could be the starter. You don't want to waste anybody and maybe they'll be the backup. And
so who are your three guys? I mean, you could go Binnington. Montembeault's been in the conversation.
I got
Hill.
Logan Thompson.
Logan Thompson, okay.
And Joey Decord, who is American with a mother who is Swiss and a father from Montreal.
Yeah.
And he is eligible. He's never played internationally for anyone, so it'll be fun. So on Wednesday we'll find out.
Yeah.
Picks go in Monday. They're announced Wednesday, and we can then debate the actual picks and not the mock selections.
It is amazing the amount of my buddies that have text me their teams. No, this is going to happen for sure. This is what's up. Montreal controls. Here's Hudson behind the net. Lane Hudson battling with Edstrom, and that is a size mismatch. And Edstrom took him down. Play continues. Suzuki for Hudson. Lane Hudson waiting. Wrist shot just wide of the net. DeAndre Miller trying to check Newhook. Caulfield moves the puck for Suzuki. Back behind the net, picked up by DeAndre Miller. Up the left wing and down the ice. Edstrom chasing after it. Him and Hudson again, they do battle in the corner. In comes Zibanejad, picked up by Cole Caulfield. Has the 3-2 goal for Montreal to pull the Habs within one, does Caulfield now, 14 on the season. Lane Hudson. Josh Anderson at center, wanted Doc. That was interrupted and moved up quickly for Cooley, but Anderson, a good job, took it away momentarily. Cooley back on it for Lafreniere. Lafreniere centers off a stick high, bounces to Fox. He'll swipe it in. Ryan Lindgren inching in for Lafreniere. Lafreniere plays it up top. Lindgren, Fox towards the net. Trocheck in front and hit the pad of Montembeault. Kirby Dach from his own zone for Justin Barron. Barron fanned on the pass. Recovers, works it to center. Cooley knocks it down. Cooley dishes off, wrist shot blocked. Bouncing puck still available. Good work there by Carrick, but he couldn't get it any farther, and Joshua Waugh to the line. And that's knocked by a glove, I believe, out of play for a Souvenir. 9:33 to go on this Saturday afternoon. Happy Thanksgiving to those celebrating here in the United States.
Molson Canadiens Hockey on TSN is brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian, Ultra, Export, or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it.
And an anomaly that you might not want to be on. The most assists in the NHL without a goal. Now, 3 defensemen on there, 2 in this game. Adam Fox got 20 assists, almost a point-a-game player. Wayne Hudson with 12 without a goal. And poor Nick Schmaltz. You don't want to be the lone forward on that group. All very talented offensive players. That goals will come sooner rather than later.
Wayne Hudson spoke to the media, talked about how special it is to come into this building. He's like, well, for Americans, it's kind of like, Bell Center. So special for him, and a lot of players play on this stage. As Lafreniere across, and the one-timer deflected just wide of Montembeault. Here's Slafkovsky. Kind of whiffed on the backhander. Comes to Panarin. Rangers control. And remember, too, the Rangers still a fragile team. Haven't won in 5. Trying to piece together some wins for Peter Laviolette.
It's a dangerous pass.
Gallagher picks it off. Gallagher works it in behind the net. Slafkovsky tracking.
Just ill-advised. You got Lafreniere, tremendous player, inside his own blue line, throwing a saucer pass that's wobbling to a guy who's got to pick it up under duress. Not a smart decision.
Nick Suzuki.
Oh, got the ref, Shandor Alfonso, right in the arm.
Suzuki back to work behind the net. Slings in front for Newhook. He got hit by Edstrom. Bounces off Matheson, and Edstrom picks it up as he'll start the play. Little give and go. Edstrom cutting in. Swings it in front over the stick of VC. Miller shoots. That was blocked. And quickly to Caulfield. For Suzuki. Back to Caulfield. Puck in his skates, and that little bobble brought his team in offside.
Tough business being a linesman here. Shandor Alfonso hanging out the side, gets a dumping right in the shoulder. That's not going to feel very good. Doesn't have all the gear on like Sam Montembeault. Imagine trying to hang in there on the post with a guy like Adam Edstrom driving in. 6'6", 245 pounds, and he can move. And you got to hang in there, focus on the puck, not on the freight train that's about to run into you. It can't be easy.
8 minutes remaining, third period. Montreal at Boston tomorrow afternoon. The Rangers will host the Devils on Monday. Capo Caco chips it in. Yoel Armia hustling back. Zibanejad watching him. In comes Jones. He's nudged by Evans. Play in the corner. Kreider plays it around. Trouba for Jones. He'll fire it in deep again. There's Armia behind the net. Emil Heineman. Puck on his stick for Evans. Evans at center. Over the line. Comes back out of the zone. Montreal's got to get back on side as Evans avoids touching the puck. Jones through center. He'll shoot it in. Rangers a wholesale change. Caden Gooley. Puck on his stick.
Both teams getting organized. Who's going where? Who's picking up the swingers?
Gooley off the boards, up for Doc. Barron there to help. Joshua Waugh works it in deep. Quick out to play it. In comes Anderson chasing after the puck. At the line, held in. Moved up quickly as Lafreniere goes to work. Arber Xhekaj back. Xhekaj up the left wing for Waugh. Anderson try to work it in a bit deeper, right to Lindgren. He'll play it away from Anderson.
Berard
nice
back
to
out
see, yes.
there. Good to see.
Berard had that big hit courtesy Kirby Dach. He was favoring his shoulder. Look out, Montembeault is out of the net. Xhekaj, though, able to clean things up. Good hit there on Trocheck to ensure he didn't get closer to Montembeault. Here's Slafkovsky in the corner. In comes Gallagher. Puck available. He falls. Panarin picks it up. Panarin floats one up ahead. Keandre Miller on the move. Icing as Hudson was back. Tonight's high performance part is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts.
We're talking about him a lot, Artemi Panarin. He's had this puck on his stick a lot. He's got the goal with a power play goal early, then picked up a power play assist on Zibanejad's goal. He's going to be pushing 20 shot attempts by the end of this game. And so in a game the Rangers wanted to have, their best player has been all over it.
Matheson in towards the net. Suzuki rebound and Quick played it well.
Where is the coverage on the faceoffs? How is Suzuki get so alone?
Caulfield drops. Hudson in across Suzuki. Score! What a pass! Hudson to Suzuki. 3-3 tie.
What a feed. What an outrageous touch by Lane Hudson to get it over to Nick Suzuki, who pots it in the empty net. There one draw and busted coverage. Suzuki rolls off Hedl, and then they're chasing. Hedl tries to jump the cycle, kept in. Now he's on the wrong side of the puck, and oh my goodness. The quick feet get the puck out in front of you. He draws two checkers and then slides it through the triangle, freezing Jonathan Quick for an easy tap in. What a comeback in the third for the Montreal Canadiens.
13 assists now for Lane Hudson, Mike.
He's adding that number.
I mean, whatever. It's good to get points, right? He's producing. He set up Suzuki for the overtime winner in Columbus. And a good pushback for Montreal. We talked about it, Mike. You talked about their defensive struggles in front of their goalie. A fragile team, winless in 5. Can Montreal finish 500 here in the month of November? Zibanejad whistles that wide. Picked up by Lindgren. Towards the net, knocked down by the glove of Slafkovsky. Zibanejad gave him a bit of a whack. Capo Caco behind the net. Centering feed. Matheson blocked that. Mike Matheson. Frees Slafkovsky. With Gallagher. Gallagher over the blue line, waits, dishes, and it just bounced behind Dvorak. Justin Barron at center ice. Barron shoots it in, and that'll go off the netting for a stoppage. So Lane Hudson now tied for third in rookie scoring, 13 points. All assists. Nick Suzuki has leveled the score, his 9th of the season, in a 3-3 tie at MSG.
Montreal was down 2 coming into the third period. They're going to turn to their leaders, turn to their captain. He won last game against Columbus in overtime. Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki leading the charge offensively to get the Canadiens back even at 3 in the third period with 2 goals. And when you watch the Rangers play firsthand, now you see why they have been struggling. Just the missed assignments, the lack of attention to detail that the Canadiens have been able to take advantage of to tie it up.
Under 5 to go, third period, 3-3 tie. Flipped in by Heineman. Took a bump from Trocheck. Jones back. He'll flip it away. Trouba. Armia was racing in, and he lost an edge and goes into the corner. Icing against New York.
Although you don't mind icings now if you're Montreal, because we have seen multiple examples of quick chances off defensive zone faceoffs. Usually it's hard to get open off a defensive zone faceoff, but Montreal's done it a couple times, and they go immediately right back to Suzuki on an ice for the offensive zone faceoff.
Suzuki can't win it. Trocheck wins the draw clean. Jones the high flip. Tracking in is Berard. Matheson has the puck. Behind the net he goes. Mike Matheson skates away from Berard for Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
Up for Suzuki. He's got room. Suzuki fan on the shot as Keandre Miller did enough. Caulfield follow-up missed. Matheson across. One-time drive. Fan on Caulfield again with quick out of the net. Puck still loose. What a flurry of chances for Montreal. Matheson, little spin around off the boards, but he lost the puck, and then Berard able to clear.
About 4 empty nets that Montreal couldn't corral. Cole Caulfield will not believe it. He wasn't able to pull the trigger cleanly with quick down and out.
Getting their chances, though, in this third period. Lane Hudson through center, gets the red line, fires it in. Lindgren in his own zone, hammers it around the boards. Edstrom there. He'll delay in front of his own bench. Lindgren. BC got a piece of it. Arbor Jack guy, look out. He goes in hard into the end boards. Edstrom took him down. Lindgren. Arbor Jack appears to be okay. Sam Carrick in the corner. Carrick, little backhand feed. Lindgren. Wrister wide. BC hammers it in. Carrick in the corner. Big check. Arbor Jack goes to work on him. He swung around the boards, but nobody there, and Lindgren's got a hustle. Allows Montreal to get a change in. Mike, could be the third straight game Montreal goes to OT. Zibanejad, little touch. Montembeault out to settle it for Goulet. Caden Goulet jams it quickly. Matheson off the boards. Anderson got a stick on it. Joshua Waugh in for Montreal. Trouba there. Kirby Dach behind the net, and Kirby Dach is going to take a penalty. And that is a tough one in the offensive zone on Zibanejad as Dach will go to the box.
All the momentum with the Montreal Canadiens. 2 goals in the third, tying it up. Chances galore. Seemingly trying to find a way to win it in regulation, and Mika Zibanejad gets clipped by Kirby Dach behind the net. And if it's a minor, it'll be 2 minutes of the 2:40 left on the clock. If it's a double minor,
Montreal penalty number 77, 4-minute double minor for high stick.
now we're talking about a minute 24 on 3 into overtime if the Rangers are not able to score before the end of the game. The Rangers, who have not done much 5-on-5, but have 2 power play goals in this game, Panarin and Zibanejad, and it's, Kirby Dach battling, just loses his track of his stick and gets Zibanejad pretty good across the face. And it will be a stressful few minutes for Kirby Dach.
Rangers came in 14th ranked power play, just over 20%, a pair of power play goals in this one. Coming off the 3-1 loss yesterday at Philadelphia. And what a chance for the Rangers in this third period.
Zibanejad not on the ice, had to leave because he was injured, forcing the whistle.
Trocheck, Dvorak. Dvorak wins it. Back to Savard. Savard battling for the puck. Played around the boards. Lafreniere. Oh, Anderson that close to taking off. Panarin trying to curl away from Matheson. Matheson checks him. Dvorak in to help. Kreider using the boards. Fox. Panarin. Fox. Curls around at the blue line. Artemi Panarin. Panarin waiting, shooting, hit the leg of Dvorak. Puck back up to the point for Fox. Rangers keep it moving. Wrist shot in and out of the glove as Lafreniere right on. Still loose. Panarin couldn't settle it in Montreal. Chips that to center. Under 2 minutes to go, MSG. 3-3 tie. Trocheck over the blue line for Panarin. Panarin, good stick. Evans broke up the pass. Panarin rifles it in. Matheson tries to pin the puck. Savard there to help. Panarin has it in the corner. Just hopped over his stick. And again, Evans, a good job on the penalty kill. Evans watching Adam Fox. Minute 20 remaining. Kreider in his own zone. And he'll head off for a change. Philip Hedl through center ice. Hedl to the right side. Will Cooley. He'll work it in. In comes Capo Caco. He left it. There's Zibanejad on the ice. Pass in front for Cooley. Couldn't get a clean shot off. Final minute, MSG in a 3-3 game. Rangers on the power play. Jones, one-timer, Zibanejad. 1 goal away from 300 in his career, and he rifled that high and wide.
And had some pepper on it.
Here's Hedl, who's got wheels. Philip Hedl through center. Evans, good check of the stick, took the puck away. 35 seconds left. Jones to Zibanejad to the right side for Cooley, and Evans again couldn't chip it out deep. Jones cutting in. Evans backtracking, puck loose, side of the net, shot, score! Capo Caco with 22.5 to go, power play goal, and the Rangers lead late.
Rangers take advantage of the double minor and take almost the full 240. Montreal's checking, hoping for offside maybe on that keep, but it didn't happen. And what a pass here by Will Cooley. Caco wanted, he was tapping his stick on the ice, and Will Cooley finds him. A couple close calls on the blue line. This next one right here is well kept in, and the good hands by Will Cooley continues his point streak now up to 4 games, puts it right on the forehand for Capo Caco. No chance for Montembeault, and the Rangers go up by 1, just 22 seconds left. Montreal will call their timeout, try to draw something up from the neutral zone. 2 options in the neutral zone. You can try to hit a flyer on a dump in, or if you go a high flip, you can try to get it onto Jonathan Quick for him to hold it and get a face-off with 14 seconds left, if it happens really quickly. It's hard to get too creative from the neutral zone with everyone standing still. That's what Marty St. Louis is trying to do. And that was nice. That was the second unit on a broken play, making a couple nice passes in front of the net. And Caco from Cooley to take the lead back.
What a goal from Capo Caco. And Mike, you cover a lot of IIHF hockey. First player, he's in rare air. He scored in the U18s, won a gold there, won a gold at the World Juniors, won a gold at the Men's World Hockey Championship, all before being drafted.
It's taken a while here today for him to grow into his game, but he's become a pretty valuable player. Doesn't play too much on the power play, largely drives play, very good defensively, and he's got his team in line for a huge win. Rangers had lost 5 in a row coming into this game, and looked like they're about to blow a 2-goal lead in the third period before a late double minor to Kirby Dach. But the Rangers on the power play, where they took advantage to score the go-ahead goal with just 23.3. They added 0.8 of a second back to the clock. And so just over 23 seconds left for Montreal to try to find something. Montembeault in the net.
But tracking and now gone. Montembeault to the bench for the extra attacker. 17 seconds left. Montreal's got to be quick. And that'll deflect out of play with 15.2 to go.
Was that tipped out of play or shot out of play? Face off inside the Ranger end. Okay. That's what you wanted. I said a face-off with 14. You got one with 15.2. That is something you'll take. Chris Kreider trying to debate whether this face-off should go outside. But it's not. Christian Dvorak digging in against Vinny Trocheck, who's a top 10 centerman.
Matheson off the draw. Montreal wins it. Caulfield in the corner. Newhook behind the net. 8 seconds left. Lane Hudson through the crease. Newhook in front. It's loose. Bouncing around. Matheson towards the net. Bouncing high. And the New York Rangers will hang on and take this one 4-3. And for Jonathan Quick, career win 398 as he gets closer to 400 for his Hall of Fame career.
That's a tough one for Montreal. They played hard. They got better as the game went along. Certainly pushed the pace in the third period and could not find a way to get it to overtime again for a third straight game.
Time now for the Molson big moments of the game.
And we're going to go late into the game where Montreal pressing all the momentum on their side. Kirby Dach gets caught for a double minor high sticking penalty on Mika Zibanejad. And on the ensuing 4-minute power play with just 23 seconds left, Kaapo Kakko restores the lead and gives the New York Rangers a much-needed home win. And for that effort, Kaapo Kakko will give him the #1 start for the late game winner. Artemi Panarin, 1-1 in about 24 attempts at net. And Cole Caulfield, goal and assist, 14 goals, now on pace for 50 on the year in a losing effort for Montreal.
Always special to call an Original Six battle, Madison Square Garden on this Saturday afternoon. As the Montreal Canadiens close, they tried to battle back. They were 0-9 on this season when down after 40 minutes of play and nearly found a way to come back and beat the New York Rangers. For Peter Laviolette and his side, they snap a 5-game winless slide, a much-needed win for the Rangers, and what a start that tilt. Anderson, Trouba got the fans going. Our next action back at the Bell Center. Molson Canadiens hockey, New York Islanders, Montreal Canadiens, 7 Eastern time. And that's actually on Tuesday, available in the Habs region. On behalf of all of us at TSN, thanks for watching and good afternoon.